Arthur Okonkwo, in goal. What is love? Arthur Okonkwo, on loan from Arsenal.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching in the world. Sean Driver, the Red Horde, and 5,000 games for Wrexham AFC, and we're here for this one. The home opener, the season opener, the 5,000th game, and you guys are here with us, Wycombe Wanderers, Wrexham AFC, and sorry for the additional 15 minutes to bang out the tech stuff. Hopefully we don't have the same camera issue if you're with the preseason. This one being brought to you commercial-free. Ad-free all season long, thanks to Ultimate Promotions. If you need custom lapel pins, custom medals, custom awards, whether that be for sport trading, team trading, whether that be for work, whatever the purpose is, free art, free shipping, 5-star service, ultimatepromotions.biz, ultipromo.com. Go there, links down in the bio. Check them out. We'll be mentioning them a couple of times during things. They've got some great companies that have already worked with them, Samsung, Hilton, CBC, KLM, as well as a lot of local sports clubs. Oh, and they do custom awards and medals too. They're actually really nice. Anyway, Ultimate Promotions. Sean Driver, Brendan, I believe you're on screen. He's the producer B, checking everything out. How have you been and how you feeling for this one?
I can't believe it's finally here. It seems like it's been forever. Super excited. Itching to go.
And Charles goes, "Where's your kit, man? Superstition is the word. Let me fix that problem." My kit is caught in Mirabel, Quebec. It took too long to get from Milton Keynes, so we have to do last year, and I didn't want to wear the black, so I'm actually going to sweat and do the Betty Buzz. And the reason I'm doing this one, it's got all the pins from when everybody was in Vancouver. I picked up a Welsh bucket hat. I've got the London Reds pit badge. I've got my own. Still have to find them in the house somewhere. But W&G, how are ya? Jason Smith is here, Vancouver. Just saw you a little while ago. Deandra, it's been a pleasure to see you. I'll get through everybody's names there. Let's. I want to jump right into it because the rosters have been announced. Almost as I expected. Not that I wanted, but what I expected. If you haven't had a chance to look at it, let's build it through the background. Arthur Okonkwo in goal, expected. Back line, Cleworth, O'Connell, and O'Connor. That's expected to me because Parkey doesn't like change. At least that's my take on it. We do have Scar on the back on the bench, and that's it as far as the defenders. Our subs: Burton, Scar, Bolton, Revan, Evans, Dalby, Fletcher. So we're going with the standard, the traditional back three, the well-known back three. I think Scar's going to jump in soon rather than later, but not in this game. 65th minute sub coming in, and we'll see how that goes. But I think he's going to take over in that center back, the center of our center backs, and probably push EOC to one side or the other. On the wings, Barnett on the right. game we learned in the poll that that's a move that this group agrees with. I'm in the minority wanting Bolton. And on the left side, we are not going with Revan. He's on the bench. McLean drawing in. I was hoping McLean would move up, but I didn't expect it to happen. Our middle three, Cannon, Dobson, Lee. I don't think that's a surprise to me, although I would have subbed Evans in for Dobson. And then up front, Marriott and Ollie Palmer. Parkinson proving that he is the most predictable manager ever. As I think that's pretty much par for the course. Brendan, did you expect something different? And if you didn't expect something different, is there one or two changes that you would have made before this one started?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I wanted, very much like you, I wanted Revan on the wing, and I was thinking that we would go with McLean up front. I thought that would give us the best options and create chaos. So kind of bummed that isn't the case, but
I love Ollie, and I think he's turning more and more like Fletcher. Is when he comes in limited minutes, he gets the job done. When he comes in, it's not. Let's answer this question from Elizabeth that's up there that says, "Good morning. Are any Canadians watching via Paramount Plus?" I don't think we can. I tried to log in and onto it, and Paramount Plus, and it clearly says that for Canadians, Paramount Plus doesn't work. If there is a Canadian who has a subscription and you end up finding out that it works, please let me know, because I tested that during one of the preseason games when Paramount Plus was having it and I was having problems connecting. So I don't believe that that's the option for us. You've got an issue signing on to iFollow. That could be a problem for me, but I will go and check that because it was just momentarily and I thought everything was fine, so I didn't panic yet. Maybe before I do that, let's just talk about the opposing team, because they're the most fascinating roster decision of all of them is actually made by the Wycombe Wanderers to me. They had a whole host of changeover in the off season, and if you saw my preview video, the Who Are You series, if you didn't, you can always go and watch that. You can do that and then come back. You can do that after, but you can do that just for the future games where I sort of talk about, not preview the match, but talk about the team that is. And I went through that. They had their big moves were Backinson, who is a center mid, he's made the lineup to start. Hartridge, who's going to be in the back line, and he came in from Exeter City. He's made the back line as well. Doug Harvey, who I don't remember. Do you remember Harvey, Brendan, from the MK Dons?
No, not at all.
Yeah, he played the third most minutes of anybody on the team, second most as a defender for the MK Dons last year. We watched 2 games, and I never noticed him. Anyway, he was signed by Wycombe. He's in the back line. And that's fine. The big shock to me is Daniel Udo. And I don't know if this is injury related or performance related. They went and got him from Shrewsbury. If you remember our FA Cup match against him, creative. He got a fair amount of assists, but he had Billy Waters like yips and was missing obvious opportunities. And he struggled all season long, right until the last 7 games, and then he went on a bit of a tear. He has not made the starting lineup. And instead, Richard Kone from the Ivory Coast, a 20-year-old. He did play 3 minutes, or three. He had 3 goals with them. Last year, he got drawn in on this one. And when I say minutes, he averaged only 7 minutes per 90. So this one's going to be interesting. W&G already with the update. No scoreboard going to be available for this one because we're still working things back of house. So W&G is going to be taking care of that, and very thankful for you, my friend. I appreciate that. Santiago Cor from Mexico. Everybody's pouring in. Are we going to see the new signings today? Scars is in the lineup. I was told, and I don't know the rule for this, and I'm going to have to look it up, but somebody said that Rathbone can't actually play because it's too new, and I think it's because it needs EFL approval, and it hasn't gone through that process as fast. So Scar, we're going to see him 65th, 70th minute. He'll be drawing in probably, I think, for either Max or Tom, and push EOC out. And that move is going to be interesting because I think that telegraphs what Parky's doing for the rest of the season, because I think Scar is going to take over in the middle of that back line. Interesting to me, Rob Ryan Red came up with this idea, and I won't take any credit for it. I think we're going to see a completely different back 5, and including our goalkeeper for the Sheffield game. The Sheffield game, we're so deep in the back that we can go with Burton against Sheffield, which I think we will, and we can go with Lewis Brunt Scar and Boyle on the back line against them, and then swap out Bolton for Barnett and Revan for McLean and give everybody a rest. Now, early in the season, maybe you don't do that. Maybe you push and you want to make your EFL Cup push, so you put best line up forward and you get the guys to run some rust out. But we'll see how they're going. Really like the kits they're wearing. So Steven is watching something. I'm going to try and log in here and see if I can log into iFollow. And if you are on iFollow and you've been able to access it, then please let us know that you've found a pathway through. As my watch live button is up and I'm pulling it forward. And we'll have to see whether you can get the YouTube channel operational as well. So I've got it running and I've just got the 3 circles, or the 3 buffering squares, and we are live. So I expect that this may go up onto YouTube as it did the last time. And and there we go. I can watch on iFollow on my laptop, but I prefer the big screen. There you go. Elizabeth has it. And I get that. Everybody's got their tech blips, and I can only imagine what it looks like at home. You know what? I'm curious about what that looks like. If you're on Twitter, feel free to post your stream. And that's the other thing. Like, comment, and subscribe on this one, and away we go. Brendan, before we get started, you we're talking preview stuff that you wanted to take care of, because as the season progresses, you're probably going to do more preview than I am. So what are some of the ideas that you had, and maybe is it now a good time to chat about those?
For the pregame?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're thinking about opening up a Discord and having you guys connect to that potentially and send in your pictures. So a picture of either where you are in the world, what your view is, maybe what kit you're wearing, or if you have any other merch that you have, Wrexham stuff, if you have like a Wrexham corner in your house, sending in pictures to that so we can kind of have those kind of going as a slideshow behind Sean and I in a window. And we're looking for you to send in your projections for the game. What do you think the score is going to be? Who do you think man of the match is going to be? And you can either send that in a chat, but we're hoping you'd send it in a little video. So if you're connected to Discord, you just, shout out, this is so-and-so from here, and I think the score is going to be 3-2, and Mullen's going to be the man of the match. And then, we would go through the audios as well. We're thinking about kind of getting you guys a little bit more involved, but not necessarily trying to do the video and audio stream feed. That's where it starts to get complicated. But if you guys are just sending that stuff into Discord, I can check it ahead of time, and then I know everything's good and everything's a little smoother, and I can kind of bring that up in the background. So,
yeah, and I've created a new man of the match graphic with the whole intention being, once we finish our vote after this is done, we'll put that onto our Instagram and our Twitter, and probably keep track of that over the course of the year. And maybe depending on where things are at, we can come up with a nice little medal, perhaps, from Ultimate Promotions, a Red Horde Man of the Match award winner, and we can send that out and get it over to the club and say, hey, give this to whoever. They were named our group's Man of the Match, and give it to the club or give it to the player. That's what I was thinking anyway. Would be a nice little added touch to the season, whether that's a trophy, whether that's a medal. Go to Ultimate Promotions. They do those big custom, like, I don't know if you've taken part in these, the big runs, which that's the other announcement. I'm going to figure this out by Tuesday. I think I'm actually going to do a Terry Fox run. Terry Fox doing their thing in Wrexham. I'm going to do the one in Vancouver and maybe raise a little bit of money for that one. The other big news, did you hear, Brandon, about the training kit? It sounds like it's coming eventually, a month or two for, I think, the Raspberry Swirl, and potentially around Christmas for the gold and black one. Did you hear that it will be made available?
I didn't hear any dates available, but I did hear it was eventually going to show, and that they had problems with that. Can I bring up what might be a touchy subject? So,
do it.
Like you and I have there are things that we've seen from our perspective as being internationals trying to get orders and things like that, and complaining that we wish those things were smoother. And Wrexham fans have been like, shouldn't be complaining about that, and so on. And I just saw a stream last night from Birmingham, and they actually botched their whole season tickets setup. And it turns out that they sent out something like earlier this week that said, please show up Friday to pick up your season tickets. They have over 12,000 people with season tickets. They're expecting all those people from wherever they are, however far away, to drive to Birmingham and queue up to pick up their
tickets.
Their tickets. And, you know, like, I'm just starting to wonder, you know, it's not just that we messed up the shirts for the third year in a row, but everything seems always delayed. Like, they don't seem to meet timelines with the new stands, and, you know, when are we going to get a training facility, and everything just seems to take longer than you'd expect. And I'm just wondering if I'm beating up Wrexham too hard, if that's just something that happens in England.
In English football, in UK football.
I'm not taking shots. I'm just asking, is that the case? Like, is it everything over there that just seems to, you know, like, hitting deadlines and stuff isn't the most urgent? Am I wrong? I'm not being critical. I'm just asking, because it just seems like all these other teams are also missing all their deadlines.
So, well, Wycombe Wanderers, there was no kit review, and I haven't seen their kit yet because we're doing warm-ups, but there was no kit review, which I normally do during the preseason stuff, because they still have their 23-24 jerseys up on their website. Like, what? The streaming services, for us who have been paying money to make sure we have it, being unaware whether iFollow is going to be blocked in Canada because of the Paramount Plus situation. For you guys, you have the game on Tuesday. How hard has it been to find out that you got that the EFL Cup's going to be on CBS, but then you've got FA Cup is going to be on ESPN, and they just don't seem to communicate things. I'm with you. I don't know if it's a different standard, and the fans are okay with it. I don't know if it's because there's limited operations, so you can't have staff. I'm not suggesting, and this is one thing that that maybe is it Stephen that said it's red tape, and maybe it's part of. Although I think he was talking about something else. Patty, how are you? Sheldon's in checking us out here. I think it's attributable to the operational costs of having admin staff that's there. Is the admin staff cost money, and the clubs operate on a dime and put the product on the pitch. That's where people want to see the money go. And so I think it's just a different standard, and I think fans are more receptive to it. I think the communication correspondence is different. It's just a different standard, and I think it's something that we may either have to adjust to, and maybe our expectations are too high. I'm curious what the chat thinks about it, because I don't disagree with you. Chris, thank you for that, my friend. Fan zone flops, and that's the other thing, and I'm going to put this into the chat. One thing that I haven't done is explain how to view this. If you are in Australia, you are on Paramount Plus. If you're in the US, you're Paramount Plus or CBS or Fubo. Everywhere else in the world, you should be picking this up on iFollow. And fortunately, and I think finally, they've figured out all of the bugs to make everybody register. I am seeing the players training. So if you're not seeing that on the screen and you've paid for the subscription, let me know. And also, another question for everybody that's in the chat is, if you're not watching the game, let me know, because that changes. If I have most people are watching, I tend to talk just generally about the game. If you're looking for me for the play-by-play, I'm curious if you don't have it up, and I'll bring that forward. Nick tuned in from Vancouver on X. That tells me we're also working on X. We've brought that one back. We've got the premium subscription, nice. And we'll be on X and Twitch. And there we go. So subscribe, like button, let everybody know that you're there. If you're on the X, go over there and hit a like on the pinned comment or the heart symbol, or repost it and let people know that we're here. The algorithm gods, as they figure out that, because we've been quiet for the off season, that we're still here. So
Sean,
the play, I've got you.
Did you see that? I had heard something that they mentioned that Fletcher is injured. And this is when on the tour, we never saw him run around. We didn't even see him warm up, right, when we were in Vancouver.
Yeah, the only time we saw him was when he turned around because I sang to him.
Yes, yeah. We were about 15 feet from him.
15 feet from him.
Yeah, they thought we were wackos, which they were.
Yes,
right.
They did. The players thought we were nuts. That's
They turned around and stared at us because Sean kept trying to start chants, and it was dead quiet in the whole place. And all you could hear was Sean screaming at the top of his lungs from about 15 feet away from the players. And they were just turned looking at you like, wow, they let crazies in here? Yeah, that was a nice moment. But Fletcher, I didn't know he was injured. I just presumed they were giving him a break, right? And I heard he's injured, but this is the first time I've actually seen him warm up and run around, which I guess is a good sign because that's what they're doing with Mendy too. So they can't be too far off, you'd think.
Yeah, that's I'm with you on the recall. I'm with you on. I heard that he had a niggling injury, but I didn't think it was one that was limiting him from training. But you're right. I never actually saw him running around. Didn't turn my mind to it, to be fair, because I wasn't expecting to see him in that Vancouver game. I don't know if this is the kit or the warm-up kit that they're wearing, but it's not this traditional blue and black checker. It's a blue sleeve thing, but I think that there are no numbers on it, so I think that's just their warm-up kit. Going back to whatever Wycombe's going to bring. Luton Town making the decision to double up on their kit. They're going to wear the same kit that they had last year to allow fans to get more extended use out of their kit. I don't know if you think that's a good idea, maybe something that the club should look at, or whether you like the idea of getting new kit every year, even if that just means that we're topping up the war chest for Wrexham and Dragons going forward.
If it helps pay for good signings, then do it. You know, like people, it's not mandatory, right? And you don't have to get every shirt every year, right? So,
I don't know about that. I think that there is some consideration. Some people have said to me, like, you have to get the kit because if you don't and you're wearing like 2-year-old kit or year-old kit, people kind of look at you sideways. The old historical stuff, like you bring the stuff open from the 90s and they're like, yeah, okay, that's cool. But then there's like this dead period, as I was chatting with somebody, as far as the culture goes in the UK and Wales, maybe specifically, is there's kind of a little bit of a side eye that you didn't get it. I don't know if somebody's in Wrexham and wants to tell us whether that's true or not. Let me know.
So, you know how I was talking about how everything's delayed. I ordered all 3 shirts, player shirts, and this was a couple of weeks ago. And I watched the FedEx tracking, and it says we have your package, and it holds on to it for 5 days. Then it's sent somewhere in Milton Keynes, right? Then it sends it to another facility in Milton Keynes, and it holds it there for another 5 days, and then updates me and says that it's left the facility. And then I haven't seen anything for a few days. So, like, around here, FedEx moves so quickly, you would have already gone all the way across from California to the US in like 3 days or less. Usually it's an overnight flight for FedEx, like they're going all the time. And I just wonder again, like, do they do next day? Like how quick is the FedEx service and everything over there? Because it just seems to be sitting in Milton Keynes and not moving. And you know, I know it's just 3 shirts, so it's not much, right? It should be able to.
They've got a third-party distributor helping them with that. So if that's not on Wrexham, that's on them. But I didn't see an expedited service. But I run into the same problems. You end up hating Milton Keynes because they end up having it forever, and then it finally comes out. So I have one jersey that's made it across the border. It's in Quebec. I'm hoping I will have it by Tuesday. We will see. That's the red one. The gold one's still over at Milton Keynes. Travis Herb saying, I saw you in your awesome red Horde suit on TV at the Vancouver game. I recorded that match and I actually watched it back and I must have missed us because I'm going to have to go back and see if it was on TV. I'm going to have to clip that because I've got it. So Travis, if you do remember when abouts you saw that first half, second half during coming back from commercial or something, let me know because I actually watched that back and was somewhat disappointed that we didn't make the TV. And maybe we
were on Rob Ryan Red when they showed their footage of some of the scores. They turned back to the field and we were opposite them on the opposite side. And of course we're almost glowing in those white outfits in your band.
Yeah, for sure. I was just told somebody said that we're on the YouTube channel. That's not on iFollow. So maybe do I go over there and listen to it while we're at it? I've got no audio on my iFollow, but I guess the YouTube preview video is going, and maybe I'm going to jump over there and check that out for a little bit and see what they're talking about and listen to them in the background. If you weren't here for the pregame, they've started a new feature where they end up doing an interview series. Oh, it was the interview you did with the local news and YouTube. Ah, yes, I did see that one. I didn't see us during the game, but I should share that link. I think I did on Twitter, but I don't think I put it on YouTube on a post, and we'll go ahead and do that. While I'm clicking here, just briefly, Brendan, you can jump in with your thoughts generally on the season. We haven't talked predictions at all. And I know it's sort of scary. Maybe I'm throwing you under the bus. It doesn't have to be a position, but where do you see us sitting? And maybe you can even buffer that and say, if we sign a capable striker, you'll put us X in this range, and without, you'll put us in Y's range. I'm curious what your thoughts are there.
Yeah, well, before we get to that, a couple things popped up. Rob Ryan Red has a EFL fantasy league. I don't know if you were thinking about joining it, but I did, Sean. You still would have time before the game starts to potentially put in a lineup for this week. It's pretty interesting and a fun thing. I thought that's something else that if some of the users jumped in, we could also bring that up and talk about that, which players are going to score stuff. For my predictions, I always hate... I feel like I jinx stuff if I thought, hey, we're going top of the league, and then there's no chance that that's going to happen, and I'm going to look foolish. And I think that superstition kind of stuff happens, so I stay away from it. I don't think we would be top of the league. I don't think we're going to be there. I think that there's Bolton and Birmingham just have too much. Like, I would expect they're going to be 1 and 2.
I put Rotherham up there as well.
Yeah, Rotherham and Huddersfield, I think, are going to be in the mix for playoffs. I think we have a chance, presuming Mullen gets back soon, and we have a pairing with him that works. Mm-hmm. I don't think we have that pairing in-house. Potentially, maybe pairing him with one of the guys does start working out, but I would guess that's not enough, and we need to bring in someone. Presuming we do, I think we could be scratching in the playoff hunt. We could be 5, 6, 7, 8 on presuming we get a really good striker. Otherwise, I would guess 13, 14 if we could be that far back if we don't click and we don't settle in with a good team here. I would say we look totally different this year. The way we press, the way the ball keeps moving, we look so much better. So
I agree.
I guess,
and I don't know what the difference is going to be between League 2 and League 1 as we did coming up from the National League to League 2 last year. And I was comfortable last year with our back line, and then if we recall last year, we didn't settle on it until the last half of the year. And so while I'm really comfortable with Max and EOC and Tom, we haven't seen them really tested in the League 1 blender, I guess, as it is. As I look at things right now, and I actually compare both teams here, Wycombe and Wrexham, to having the same issue. I think both teams are set up to be exceptionally well set up in the back line and pretty solid through the midfield. Lee, I think, is there. They have Leahy. Their back line, I think, is stacked and very capable. And so for us, I put us mid-table at best if we don't go out and get somebody. And that's me. I think I have rosier glasses on when it comes to Marriott than most. And so we'll see how it all pans out. It's just really tough to prep things. And I'm finally getting iFollow. I can hear what's fascinating to me is I've got both the pregame running with the audio and Mark in my ear. I've had to turn one of them off because Mark's on iFollow, and the preview game with Mia and the team is on right now on YouTube. I feel like I'm going to want to watch this after everything is all done. JD going to Grimsby. Haven't talked about that. Thoughts?
I'm glad. He needs to get playing time. He's not going to get better watching everybody. I understand this stuff you can learn, when you're training with quality players. But no, I just got to get in the game speed, and fine tune that. And you got to get Bickerstaff out there as well. Two guys that you want to see get better. And I think he could probably stand to put Dalby back out someplace, just from the standpoint that I don't know that he's going to get a ton of opportunities. And if we think he's going to be something, you got to get him playing.
Yeah, and we haven't talked about, we broke our transfer record. We brought in another Ollie Rathbone, and it sucks. I had a Vancouver Canucks jersey that had Rathbone on the back because Jack Rathbone used to play for the Canucks. I was like, it would have been nice to have been rocking that and make it look like it was a Wrexham intended crossover. Broke the transfer record. You hear who he is as a player. Not really a goal scorer, but just an absolute motor on the guy. And you watch sort of the highlight videos, that's what you end up seeing. I'm curious, where do we see him sliding in? Because I can't see him taking Lee. So does that mean Cannon's position is now in jeopardy? Because I think that's probably where they'd slot him in. It's certainly not going to be Dobson or Evans in the back.
Yeah, I've heard people suggest that, Cannon's the more offensive-minded center mid that they would use there, and when they want to go to a more defensive, then it's Rathbone. But in general, it sounds like we're just going to be playing him a ton more anyway.
Right.
I keep wondering if Parky's trying to go his conventional route, but he's ready to pull the trigger and go with 4 midfielders, or just change it up where he's getting more of that talent out on the field. And kind of shift Lee up a little bit more, and then run, Cannon, Dobson, and Rathbone or something like that. I don't know.
We're gonna track the score predictions here. Jake Roberts made the comment, and W&G letting us know Bromley won their first ever EFL game, and Chesterfield won theirs as well. So that's teams coming up from the National League doing well. Man City won the Community Shield. Thank you for that. RKO. And then Jake's got the score prediction up here. 3-1, he says. I'm going to go 2-1. I think this is low scoring. I think both teams are set up the same way here. We're midfield and back. Everybody's pretty happy with things. They've got Bishop. And I'm assuming they started Bishop. They had to have started Bishop. Yep, he's in there. So Bishop, Mullen, the connection from the documentary, I think that's well talked about. The man who took our guy out last preseason. We've got DeAndre going with a 1-1. We've got Jason Smith, like me. Jason, you're a brilliant man. Also going 2-1. Let me know your scores coming in. I struggled with this one between 1-1 and 2-1. I don't think I could see a 1-0 finish as well, one way or the other. I think this is going to be low scoring. Brendan, did you have a thought?
I'd love to see a score 2 and have it be 2-0, 2-1, but I'm guessing 1-0 us. I just don't think we're going to be able to score against legitimate League One defenses, currently speaking. So
yeah, that's my concern as well. We'll see how this one transpires, but that may be something we may add if we do release that Discord server and let everybody know, and you guys can all go in pregame and type in your score or during this one, and we'll track it over the course of the year, track the man of the match, and keep things going. Stephen Reed is going with a 2-0 Wycombe win. A little pessimistic to start the year. If we need 23 wins generally, and I'm going to come up with a video that talks about this. We're not going to have time. I think we're only 13 minutes away, but I'm going to come up with a video that reviews, like I did last year, how many points do we need to make sure that we're safe? How many points do we need to get into the playoff spot? How many points do we need to get into the auto promotions and the championship to be the winner? And then start to talk about how that point number translates into wins. Typically, as a general rule, you got to win half if you want to make the playoffs. And so, yeah, if Wycombe gets a red cord, we can take advantage of the Wycombe's. Oh, and the official, and I forgot who it was off the top of my head, but I did look up his stats. Very well experienced. He was like the seven of the League One referees. He was 7th most as far as the number of games that he did, and pretty much average as far as dishing out the cards. So I think we've got somebody who seems to be pretty impartial and willing to let them play to a certain extent. Anticipating the race course will be a fortress. They're going to be fired up. And look, we've got 2 chants, I imagine, shout outs that Arthur's got his, obviously Arthur Massey, unfortunately leaving us. I watched that video again and had some It was somebody was cutting onions. Met his daughters over in Vancouver and super thankful for them for being able to sort of share their dad with the world, because wit and kindness and that, I guess you just call it granddad persona, in the sense that sage advice, even with what seems so obvious, and it became so comforting just to hear him talk through the documentary. Never met the man, obviously, but it was. I'm thankful that we had the opportunity to get to know him, and I hope they take some time out to celebrate him. 29th minute, we'll also get a round of claps that'll go out for one of the Wycombe Wanderers fans, who a young man in his 20s who passed away just recently. So they've asked for that, and I anticipate that we're going to deliver there. So those are a couple things to expect, not to bring a downer on things 11 minutes before kickoff. Let me know, everybody, your thoughts on the Discord. And the one other thing that I didn't do, and I'm going to pin this, is I did finish off, and nobody has to race there now, but I did finish off the international markets for the merch, the Red Horde merch. And I've already got purchases from Wrexham and from Nevada and from Canada, and I've ordered some of the test stuff myself to take care of the embroidery ones. Those hats I'm really excited about, and I'm hoping that they look awesome. So I'm going to put my Shopify there. So if anybody is interested, there's one t-shirt, one of the ones that I didn't think the design was that nice, but I thought I'll put it out there. That Wrexham Weekend Coffee Wrexham t-shirt is taken off. So I'm going to pin that into here for now, and you guys can go there if you wish at your pleasure afterwards, and the redhorde.myshopify.com, and order things up and get some Wrexham stuff. And if you do get it out there, two things to mention. One, the prices are much lower than they will be eventually. I've lowered it down, so it's only going to be a couple of dollars that goes into the kitty, just to make sure that everything gets covered off. So the prices will go up in a week or two. So if you want to grab them, do that now. And I'm doing that because I'd like people to get, we haven't seen them. I did get the nice shirts, not the cheap ones. And if you do buy them, please take a picture of them and send them so that we can see the quality of them. And maybe I'll use them on the website to say, hey, this is what they look like when they're worn by the Horde. Back-to-back games. You're jumping into it, Doug Landia, and the women playing. I don't know how that gold medal game went for those that it matters for you guys. Obviously, I don't care. Canada's out. And how are you, Alex? It's nice to see you. James, I think it's either EOC or McLean that have to be the captain. And somebody, W&G, said this to Rob Ryan Red. It was, what if we had split captaincy for home and away and make it EOC at home, bring that calming demeanor, and when we need a little bit of shithousery on the road, you make McLean the captain, and see if he translates heading out that way. Robert saying Mansfield and Burnley looked really threatening. I didn't watch the match, but look, Stockport's a different team. We're a far different team. Mansfield didn't make as many changes, and they looked exceptional in that Burnley match. This whole league is just going to be a battle every single game. There's really, outside of, and I'll say it, Crawley, I don't think that there's going to be much there. No, they didn't win the gold medal. The Canadian women made it to the third set and lost pretty handily in the third set. They split the first two and then got dashed.
I watched some of that Mansfield game, Sean.
Yeah, go ahead.
The first 20 minutes, Barnsley had a different look. They made a substitution and they changed their lineup, their whole formation, and it was all Barnsley from there out. But at that point, Mansfield had already scored twice. Barnsley had they looked like a team full of Billy Waters up front. They missed over the bar, right, left, or almost went through the chest of the keeper a dozen times. Like, they should have been five. They should have 5 goals. So I was like, oh, this is great. If Mansfield can hang with them, maybe we can get them early before they figure their stuff out. No, they figured their stuff out in game, 25 minutes in, 30 minutes in, and just their forwards just blew it. But I'd be worried about playing Barnsley right now after watching them. So.
Oh, the iFollow just ticked into the whole big preview that they're going to be running for the season. I love that it's Mullen and Wrexham that pops out first before anybody else on the EFL on the Sky promo. I hope this is the Sky promo and not just the iFollow promo. but they've got they opened it up with Mullen before they jumped into the other clubs. That'll make people happy. As we're getting 7 minutes away from kickoff, I'm just excited about this. And yeah, WG a playoff contender. I think Barnsley's in the playoff hunt again this year. I don't have Mansfield in that playoff hunt. I don't think they've made enough changes.
Ryan's there.
Yeah, well, there was somebody had tracked the flight from LAX to Chester, and so I thought that was fascinating.
There's Rob and his son. Yeah,
I don't know if you can put out a notice that a notification that if you ever see a flight that comes from North America to Chester, notify me, or if somebody just logs on and looks for those things. But I found it fascinating that somebody went and thought they're coming out, and they went and dug that up. It does look like the fan zone is full. Look in there. That's fascinating to me, and I don't know if that's mostly international tickets or people. There were lots of talk about a potential protest and people not buying those tickets intentionally. But at the end of the last couple of weeks or a couple of days, a lot of those seats disappeared and got snapped up as they go forward. 5 minutes. I am buzzing. I'm sitting there watching. I'm waiting for the players to make their way out here. Lots of questions, no answers. 5,000 games. It's nice to have football back. It's all the stuff. Carolyn, how are you? It's nice to be here as things are rolling through. I haven't checked how many viewers we got. 73. That's great. Oh, I only got 2 likes so far. Bump that like button. That's the best way to let the algorithm know that we're here and bring in more people and have a little bit more fun than drowning that grass with the new grass. Let's just turn the heaters on and dry it off really quick, right, Stephen? Is how it goes. And Ruth is excited. Carolyn's excited. Everybody's feeling this one. The stands are full early. Well, I guess they're only 5 minutes away from kickoff, but nobody waiting. The gates are open, and I got to get.
It did look like they were going to boycott the fan zone, right? They were not really.
It looked like it.
Tickets
until the 11th hour, and then all of a sudden they all got snapped up. And what they were saying was they anticipate it's going to be bought out all by international fans. So why not just have us go anyway? I'll see. Wait, I'm seeing in 34 minutes. Better not be. Kickoff should be in 4 minutes. RKO. Kickoff's at 9:30 for me, unless I've seen different. And just with the stands this full and the warm up being over, no, we're not going to make any connections between Wrexham and Arkansas, because then I have to end up not liking the team, and I don't want to have to do that. It'll be the whole college football season will be fun to watch too when it gets started. But that takes second seat to this one right here going around. Brendan, before you sign off here in the next 4 minutes, do you have? Oh, you've got 34 likes, Ruth. Well, that's interesting. I wonder why mine's all.
It doesn't update once you bring up the window once.
It's got it.
Yeah.
Here I thought I just wasn't liked. Wycombe fans are there, all 1,100 of them. They'll be in loud voice. We took some slack again for only offering 1,100 seats, but that's all the race course can do with its safety situation. We need to get the change over there. That is a lot of blue on the opposite end of the stadium in the Wrexham Lager stand in that corner. They're wearing the jerseys. God, I don't even know what to talk about. I just want the clock to start ticking over, and now I've got my OCD kicking in. Whoever put the blue sky bet thing in the middle of the pitch, put it off center. It's way off, and so that's going to bother me. Enjoy the game, John. How are you, my friend? It's nice to see you. It sounds like
John.
You may be leaving as they make their way out here. The officials, McLean with the armband leading the charge for this one, followed by Ogonkwo, and they come out mascot-less for the 5,000th game.
Sean, did you upload all of the little emoji faces that I gave you?
I tried, and then I didn't go back after I sent you the message that I needed them in a different format. So we'll have to go with that. Sean, let it go with the sky bet thing. I'm trying, Deandra. It's way off. It's by like 3 feet. And thanks, Adrian. You know what? The best part about this one, when we started it last year, is I had no idea whether anybody was going to join, and I was just like, I'm watching it, so I might as well talk about it anyway. And I've met so many good people in person and now as well through the Vancouver thing, and just seeing you guys and recognizing the names and getting to know personalities and all that sort of stuff. and seeing people like W&G help out and Brendan help out and Sam down in Australia helping out. It's been great, and just the likes and the bumps, and we've got a wonderful little community, and I'm so excited to continue to build and grow on that. I'm hoping.
All right, I think I'm going to hand it off just to you now, Sean.
Perfect. I'm hoping I can get the audio as I've had it off and get into this one. So, Brendan, we'll see you at the halftime. Thank you so much for producing this one and giving me the freedom to do what I want to do on this end, as where the players are lining up. McLean and Bishop shaking everybody's hands over there. Backinson, the other new addition, signing up, and I'm just going to check everything. I'm going to bring up the FOTMob stats. I've got everything is rolling. I've got control of the chat for anybody who wants to go a little bit sideways. And I can't hear the tannoy, so I don't know exactly what we're clapping about, but we're certainly an involved, loud, engaged race course. The Roar, looking forward to it. Ruth is on it. I'll let you guys know when we do get to the kickoff. Round of applause to start the beginning of the year. The standard 4 square shirts. It looks like it's almost just the exact same ones as last year, right? W&G. I haven't cross-referenced, but they've been running that 4 squares forever. So I don't know if there's any slight modifications that make it different. Denise, good morning to you. Deandra's there to welcome you and well. And R&R standing up in the crowd with Ryan wearing blue. Reverse Jinx. What are you doing, sir? What are you doing? Craig joining us on Twitter. Nice to have you here. Oh, and it's applause for Arthur. Then I'll join in on that one as well. I didn't know if it was beginning of the season or thanks to Arthur. That's some good stuff. They're off. Mr. Griffiths in my ear. This is a wonderful day for those of you who are watching along. I hope you get to enjoy his words and his broadcast and all of the experience the man brings. I'm going to try and do my best to replicate exactly what's happening for those of you who do not have iFollow or are in the US on Paramount, Fubo, or CBS. In Australia, that's the only other one. You're on Paramount. No sound on. I've got sound on my iFollow. I did have to bump it up quite loud, Woody, but it was working. Down, if you just do the mouse over, there's a little volume button, and it's automatically muted. So hopefully you're able to get there. If not, you've got me. You just have to line up exactly where it is. No spoilers. The friendly reminder. Thank you, Ultimate Promotions, for bringing this ad-free. If you're looking for custom pins, custom medals, custom awards, badges, they've got you covered. Ultipromo.com. The whistle says you can start. We're underway. Kick it off, and Wycombe has it, and they're going right to left on your screen. Us from left to right. For those of you that don't know, that's Wycombe towards the tech end, and us towards the cop. Marriott with it, has the touch, swings it over to Barney on the right-hand side, looking up towards the midfield marker, gets it over. Craig tried Paramount Plus, it wouldn't work with the VPN. That's unfortunate. I have the VPN and had it in the background. I'm happy that I get to cancel it. I'm a bit echoey. I don't know if you can fix that on your end there, Brendan. I'll leave that with you. My voice is doubling. And I'm assuming we didn't echo during the entire half or the entire pre-game. So something must have changed. Am I on output as well? Did something get changed? Because I can't change it on my end. Brendan's in the background. I can see him clicking away, trying to figure it out. Yeah, I just started to echo 30 seconds ago. It might be because you're listening to me somewhere else as well, as we've given it away. And here comes Wycombe coming the other way. He's into the 18-yard box and doesn't get it. Scuffed it. I can hear me in the background, Brendan, and so I don't know if that's an extra audio feed that's going out. It's gone perfect. Perfect. We've got it. And I'm hearing an echo somewhere else, and I don't know if that's... I'm still echoing. I'm hearing you, Brendan, through your feed. My YouTube feed is repeating back, so it's the YouTube feed. And I think that might have it. Let us know again. Might need the headsets there. We've got a free kick. Going to be about 30 yards over on the right-hand side. It looks like Elliott's going to take it right footer. I can still hear me in the background, Brendan. I'm at 2 minutes and 26 seconds. 2 minutes and 30 now as we cross that one in, got contact on and just rolled over to the right, missing by about 1.5 feet off of the header. And Wycombe restarts and refires. I need to expand this and see this better. Here we go. Left-hand side, good control so far early. We've had it as Lee gets it over 35 yards out, looking to advance it in. A nice ball through the middle, into the middle of the pitch, and it's the pass doesn't get through. It has to be saved by Mary. Gets it over to Barney. He's able to do it. 18-yard box, spinning, circling, left foot, right foot, crosses coming, up in the air, pirouette, far post, headed down, it's loose. Oh, can't score it, and it's knocked loose. That's got to be a handball. No call, but we take advantage, and... Oh, pinball, and it doesn't go in. Oh, my word. That whole sequence was absolutely crazy as there was a handball by Wycombe, and it ended up not being called. That's obvious, off of his elbow, and instead it lands to the feet of Cannon, who takes an absolute blast, and it hits a player, deflects, and misses by just a foot with the goalkeeper down and out, dead to rights, and just to the left of the post. Left-footed corner. Coming in swinger. Man, my iFollow feed is pixelated, and we've got a player who's out. There was a collision on the far post. He was his own teammate. I saw the mess that was there. I don't know who is number. And so it might be a head injury. They're holding. That's Grimmer. That's their captain. One of their players last year that started, or most minutes, I should say. He and Scowen were the minutes leaders that are currently with the team. And he's already down, and that looked like it was quite the shot. Quite the shot. Got sound on iFollow, but it's really crackly. You'll have to let me know how the picture is as well. The audio I'm okay with, but I'm pixelated. It's fine when it zooms in, but when it goes out to the wide pitch, I'm largely identifying our players by style and location rather than by number and clarity. So I'm struggling a bit on that front. This is going to take some time to deal with him. A cracking start to begin this one for us. I haven't brought up the foot mob stats, but we've got to be up at 80% possession here. Oh, and we got the singing in the background, do we? Is that what I can hear? Brendan? And I'm hoping that the echo's back. Yeah. Brendan, I can hear the broadcast again. Okay, so it went on. It went on, and Chris says it's kind of cool, to be fair. And what we're working on is putting some chants in the background to play in the background, and we wanted to give that a trigger and a try. We're gonna have to work on the audio just adding little features. Yeah, and so we'll leave it off. We'll bring that to you maybe by the Sheffield game as we try little things. But thanks, Craig, for figuring that out. The tech stuff to start off the end of the year. Stay with us. Don't go anywhere. Hit the like button. Grimmer's still down. That was, I'm not going to lie, that was a full-on collision. The shot from Cannon, it gets hit. It's a mad scramble, and the two of them, as they should, both going and attacking the ball because it was close. And it looks like they're putting gauze on. He may have a cut on the top right of his head. And it looks like the Wrexham staff are out there as well. So this is going to be a while. Chris, my friend, it's just nice to see that you're here. B, super thankful for all of the support that you continue to bring to the channel. I almost feel like I need to order something to you, and you should send your address, and I'm going to send you something send you a surprise from the store. Because I feel like that's due. We got to do something. Name something in your honor. And as I said, the audio was fine. I'm now going to change my opinion. Now I've gone all bitty from iFollow. and it's them because the crowd is in full voice. The crowd. Dale likes, by the way, Brendan sitting in the background. That the audio seems to be a nice little touch there. Ghoulish, how are you? Nice to have you there. Dale likes the background chat. Dave from Berkeley's checking in, and Craig creeping us on X. If you don't know Craig on X, by the way, go and follow him. I appreciate your wit, man. For us new fans, you've got the right amount of banter. So the audio is working, hearing singing and no echoing, good stuff. And for me, with iFollow, the fans live are in full voice, but listening to Mark and the broadcast is horrible. If somebody wants to trade or to message, ask Wrexham and see if they can fix that. We're getting close to bringing in the right-footed in-swinger from Lee at the far post and the top. Bolton goes up 1-0. Thank you to W&G. Burton and Lincoln scoring early, 1-1. Not even into the 10 minutes. We've got the score, the whistle, and here comes the right-footed in-swinger. Short, knocks it, scores! It's in the backside of the net, and if you had Max Cleworth scoring the first goal of the year, you guessed right. The right swinger missed on the collision on the near post, fell into the middle, and the poacher, Max Cleworth, he scored in the last one against Fleetwood Town just by poaching. He scores this one by poaching, just puts the left foot onto it. He's grabbed, he's held, he's grabbed, he's held, and the defender lets go, and he just lifts up the right foot and sort of slaps it into the back of the net. Gorgeous! And we're up 1-0, and I'm hoping you bet on Max Cleworth scoring the first goal for Wrexham, because if you did, you are making a pretty penny. Let the chat run. Wrexham, first goal in League One. Chris is hitting the celebratory win. Get in! 1-0. Love it. Max Cleworth. Whew. Bishop has looked scrambly, right? He should have hit Bishop while it was at it, says Deandra. And I can't really blame the defender because he was over-grabbing and getting away with it. Lots of contact, lots of holding, and Max can't hold his feet, and the ball just lands at it, and he slaps it into the back of the net, sort of from the left, and he gets it with his right and just swings his leg towards the net, and it goes in. God, how happy are we that guy didn't? There was lots of discussion about him potentially signing somewhere and getting a transfer fee for him and commanding a massive amount of money. Beauty that he's still here. Oh, the bot got Huddy. No caps, guys, if that's what it was. Yeah, it was all caps. That's what got you, Huddy. Sorry about that. Here comes Wycombe now, left-hand side. And Barney comes and says, no thanks, and smashes that one into the hoarding. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. So then we're going to have a throw in right on across the 18-yard area for Wycombe, and it's knocked down. And that's going to be Leahy. Leahy, their leading scorer last year over on the left-hand side, gets an early touch. It gets knocked out. Harvey with the throw-in, looking for somebody's. Matthias, it's beautiful to have you from wonderful Argentina. Are you in Patagonia or otherwise? Curious about that. Max becoming the scoring bee. Santiago with the maximum effort. Well done. Well done. I didn't write down. I said write down when all the goals go in. I think that was in the 9th minute after a long delay. Max off of the Lee corner. We'll write that one down. Wycombe with some possession and us just continually knocking it out. Gave a foul on the challenge there, and they're going to have from about 30 yards out. Leahy standing on the ball, looking to pump this one in. Jed, nice to see you, my friend. It has been a long time, and I appreciate you stopping by. I hope all was well over the off season. Maximum energy. We'll be doing this all season. Into the box, Wycombe headed away, and it's going to go out for a throw-in, or are they going to keep it in? It's going to be kept in. Sadler, left-hand side, looking for the cross. Barney on him. Barney still staring him down. Sadler towards the 18-yard box, lays it up for Leahy. Leahy, cross in. Headed out neatly, but not far enough. But it's flipped back in, Lugonko collects. No real challenge there. as Algonquo's got it, and he's got a player behind him. Well communicated on that one. I'm at 12 minutes and 5 seconds. And so you guys maybe exactly ahead. Brendan, can you just confirm in the background that you've got us matched at 12 minutes, 15 seconds? All right, so we're just doing a quick little check here. I'm at 12:30 now in 3, 2, 1. 12:30, and so match that one up with where you guys are at. I don't think you can hear the game, John. We've got just some audio playing in the background. It should be quiet enough that it's not annoying you, and you should be able to hear me loud. It's just to add a little ambiance. And yes, Jason, the iFollow it's hard to hear whoever's doing the color, and it's pixelated and it's bitty, and I say that's the problem because the crowd sounds perfect. But yeah, we've touched that 6 seconds. It was bumped up behind the scenes, Huddy, but thanks for letting us know. The joys of running everything. Bringing up the fixtures and having a look at the Wrexham matches. They're along 40 yards away here with a entry into the box off of a free kick. Headed away, knocked down, well done. Oh, that's got to be a free kick our way, but instead they say, no, we'll just call that a throw-in. Interesting. That was Grimmer coming up with the challenge. Got into McLean and nothing given. I thought he was late in on that challenge, but it is what it is. We get possession, and I guess that's the key component. More interplay onto our side of the half in the last 4 or 5 minutes since we scored. Going to be a throw in Wycombe over from 35 yards out. Backinson's got it. He collects it. Nice little tackle, and away we go. Wrexham with a potential run. On full streak. Switch. No, they're not going to switch. They're going to play it over to the corner. It goes too far. Yeah, the pass from Marriott too heavy. McLean not able to get it on the left-hand side, and it rolls harmlessly out for a touch. I'm interested on the decision-making from Marriott going to the left, and McLean looked like the switch over on the right-hand side was available to us, and we just decided not to take it. Bringing up the chat so I can keep on top of that. Jed says it's confusing having the background loop. And maybe bring the volume down just a little bit, Brendan, on that side. We'll shrink the game down half. Can't extend the audio files too much, so it's got to be a bit of a loop. But we're playing with it. We'll figure it out. Palmer with it, trying to gain possession. It's knocked out, and they've taken the throw, and I think they stole that one. I think they knocked it out because the Wycombe player grabbed it so fast they let him have it, and Grimmer's going to throw it in over from the Wrexham Lager stand. Thrown away. We collected. Big battle. It's a scramble on their side of the half and just stumped down the field. And then well done by O'Connell. Crunching tackle, but I think that's fine. Ooh, and we won the free kick on that one. I thought that was a 50-50. And I thought he had direct play on the ball and got it and it just flew off. But EOC winning the free kick on that one. Let's watch it. He's got it. EOC a little bit too far ahead and interesting. Not much in it. Nothing comes from the free kick as we turn it over to their center backs. And then the bad touch, I think that's Backinson over on the right-hand side. Backinson. Knocked it out and away we go. 18-yard box. Nice little movement. It's in there. Edge of the area. Oh, the defender stepping up for Wycombe and not able to make a play for it. I don't think he knew it was there. Max with a nice little header to stop the rush. And then Dobson dancing around 3 guys and gets the play forward. Woo, that was beautiful by Dobson over to Barney. 18-yard box, dancing forward, moving, crosses in, far post. It's down. McLean chops it. Doesn't get it towards the target, and Barnett has another chance. Barney is on fire. He has been on. He's had this defender on his string. He's still going with it. Barney draws it back to Cannon, who's there in support. Max has stepped up. Max towards the area, draws it back, and it's cleared over again. Cannon over, lots of space, moving forward. Cross, headed away, but down to the feet of Barney. In the area, shot. Deflects up over the back, and Bishop has it. Give him a round of applause for that play. Woo! And yeah, Kota, I'm with you. The sound is horrible. Can't hear Mr. Griffiths at all. And it's annoying because it's got to be their setup because the whistles in the background are clear as. Matthias, thanks for subscribing. Beach Hunter for subscribing. Put over some long crossfades over the clips. So we'll work on the audio to start to get the volume up and down so it's not as punchy at the end. 3 of the 4 in the top standings, Wrexham, Mansfield, Stockport. Take a screenshot, weather guy. It's down Marriott with an opportunity. Got cleared away, and we're going to have a throw in from the edge of the 18-yard box. It's put in quickly. Lee with it, left-hand side. Now we got another ball come into play, so we're going to play that early. The ball boy not able to grab that one. And W&G identifying all of the promotion squad. Is that including Crawley? Have scored. Matt going to get at least 16. And you're talking goals, right, Jason? Not yellow cards? So we've got another throw in this one from 8 yards out. McLean holding it. This has been a lot of fun so far. Possession, 60% us. Total shots, 5 with one big chance to their single shot. They did have some control there from about the 9-minute mark to about the 15-minute mark. And now it's been us again. 3 over. Deandra. Conservative estimate. Oh, you guys are talking yellow. Denise says 12. Jason says 16. And yes, including Crawley's. Crawley's has scored against Blackpool. The League 2 promotion crew running it nice. Little ball in if we can get there. Oh, a little bit too far for Cannon. It's interesting. So audio perfect in. So Brendan, if you jump in on the halftime, if Mark gives out anything pithy, substance, let us know. Thank you, Chris. Stay tuned because thanks to your contributions and everybody else, we're paying for work to be done in the back of house with adding stats and a whole bunch of stuff. So I'm excited for the next 2 months as we look to continually upgrade what we're offering. And you guys get to see us test the gremlins out. I wish that we were like CBS and could get all the production stuff going. Lee with the ball, midfield, up to Palmer. And now it's over to Cannon, right in the middle of the pitch, and he gets it to Barney. Barney's been bashing this guy on the right wing, so just let him do it. He's got him isolated, and there's another cross into the box. It's loose. Marriott not able to control it, and it's down. And ooh, ha, ha. Oh, and Valvog, por qué canal des? If somebody wants to translate that, and I hope it's not swear words, it doesn't look like it to me. Let us know. And I'm curious too if Paramount does have Mark's commentary or if it is somebody from the US, from Sky that's pushing that one out for you. Wycombe into the area. It's loose and deflected and Wycombe almost scoring. Sadler gets it forward. It goes to the young guy from Ivory, Kone. Kone gets a foot on it. And like the one that we had earlier that Cannon took, it deflects off of EOC and goes out to the right. Whoo! Down in South Carolina. Nice to have you here. And John, it's nice to see you kick it around. Old guard. John, Jed, all in. Crosses over to the far post. Kone able to get ahead on it, but it goes the wrong way. And it's down now. Wycombe with control, 30 yards. Thank you, W&G. Lincoln going up 2-1 against Burton. I don't know what Burton's going to have to offer, and it is Sky commentators. Kelly, how are ya? Nice to see you. Now I'm going to get confused. Ottawa, Halifax. Do I have the right person? Cannon with a loop to Palmer. It's loose. Palmer all alone. 18-yard box space. He took an extra touch and got out, and it's not going to go there. We're going to get a corner. Palmer from the tight angle. If he would have had it off the first touch, he would have had a chance because he was free. But he took that second touch and it pushed it over to the right. Right here, he should have had a crack. He paused, thought about it, and then gave it one extra nudge. And by that time, the defender able to get up. And oopsies, I just got rid of my... I didn't know I had the capacity to do that. And how do I go back? Oopsies. 1 second. That was Harvey, MK Don's new addition. He made that play. Here comes the corner. That's a long, far, way too far. But Lee's able to get it just on the 18-yard. It went way too wide, almost outside the entire penalty area. Cannon with it, left side, tries to smash it, but is blocked and away from two people. And McLean looking at that tackle. You can see from his body language that McLean wanted that tackle the whole way. Didn't get it. And instead it just comes loose to Okonkwo, who's collected it. McLean with the itch on that one is the only way to describe his attempt to tackle. Sky Sports based on the accent, and that's Cannon. Marriott, middle of the pitch, tight control, but he gives it away. Here comes the break. Kone with it. EOC over there. Clueworth moves to the middle of the pitch. Trouble into the 18-yard area. Well played, Mr. O'Connell. Beautiful. Sadlier has it. Works himself into the box down the left-hand side. EOC and Max do the switch. And so EOC's covered him over on the left side of the box. And was that Sadlier or Kone? In any event, nothing coming from it. And it just rolls harmlessly for a goal kick. That's about as well defended as you can get from O'Connell. He's ready for League One level. He's level, ready. 23 minutes, 10 seconds, and still going. And Jason, I'm with you. Mark makes it so much better for me. And I don't have him, but I can hear the drums. Can you toggle on the CBS and control the time? I'm not sure, Denise. Somebody can answer that question for her who's watching on the CBS feed, whether you can toggle and move around the time on Paramount. As Wycombe wins the ball off the Okonkwo, and here they come forward. That's Leahy on the left-hand side, their goal scorer, leading goal scorer, and one of their top assist getters, and he puts it into the box, and O'Connor punts it out, and that's going to go for a corner over on the left-hand side in front of the tech end. Man, the race course is live. And I don't know if they've just bumped the audio gain up for this one or not, or if that's them in full voice, but it is raucous. 6 shots to 2, one big chance each, left-footed. In swinger from Wycombe, it's flat, it's early, and it's cleared. Simple clear, but Wycombe's able to collect it as it gets out towards the midfield stripe now at 30 yards. Brought in, headed generally towards goal, but flies out harmlessly. That was low. First time I've said his name. Took that off of his head on the entry by Scowen, left-footed from the right side, and it was just headed harmlessly. Missed by about 3 feet, but a long looping header attempt that would have been easily handled by Okonkwo. I've been ignoring the chat. Slap my wrist. All right, Brendan, do you want to maybe turn the... Yeah, okay. We'll work with that in the background. It sounds like it's positive. Mark mentioned they've got new audio. It's brought in. Palmer with an opportunity, and he gets ahead to it, but it just fell harmlessly to the ground in front of him. This game going back and forth with opportunities both ways. And you're right. I can't sync either, so we'll just have to do no spoilers if you're with iFollow. And Wycombe with it, they try their attempt, and they're going to get a corner. This for the last 3 minutes has been going back and forth with chances on both sides. Kelly throwing her friend under the bus. I met Kelly in Vancouver, and she's here from Ottawa. Janet's the obsessed one in Halifax. Kelly, you qualify as being obsessed now, too. You might say that you were late to the party, but I know. I've talked to you. I know where you're at. There's Giselle saying that you might be able to pause it and then fire it up, so you might not get the perfect match, but you can maybe back that up a little bit. Do a poll, ask everyone, what do they think about the ambiance? There we go. Let's bring that poll up while I would keep an eye on that. That's got to be a yellow. That's got to be a yellow. They're reaching into it, and they are. That's Backinson pulling that one. As we had a run. Marriott was advancing the ball forward in the standard professional foul. Backinson losing the ball. Marriott steals it, and Backinson grabs him by the jersey and hauls him down as Palmer and Marriott are running forward. Standard stuff. That one is starting a poll. Do you like the ambiance? Background sounds. Free kick, going to go long with it down the left-hand side, is headed into the area, but that's going to roll easy to the defender who just clears it out, and it's going to go out to touch about 25 yards away. Love it. Keep it as is. I think with some improvement, I haven't heard an estimated sub-zero time for when Mullen's supposed to become back. I've just heard that things seem to be going well, and so that's all I can add. So I've posted the poll. That should pop up there in the background for you guys. That's absolutely true, Vince. Man, I just went full pixelation in my ear. Whew. And actually, they sound better. So it went all bitty and then it improved. But now I have the Sky broadcasters on iFollow. So they've swapped us over, but at least now we can hear them. Vince knows. Vince knows. Hide the noise when the kids start a tantrum. And that's why we're there. If that's a spoiler, I don't want spoilers. And sub, I'll punch you if I have to. I'm hoping you have it wrong, and I'm just way behind. But we kindly ask for the spoilers not to be thrown out, as we've got a free kick here from Lee in the 38th. Sandy with the spoiler now. I'm that far behind as I know what's coming here. Left footer into the area. It's up. It's free and clear. And it's still going. I'm still behind as Lee has it. Flipped into the area. Knocked down. Back heel. It's there. Marriott. Beauty! Right footer off of the volley off his chest. The 1 footer. Chest. Right foot. Cleared up over. We go 2-0. Oh, that was glorious. No, all good, Sandy. I know. We're getting used to this. Celebrate, everybody. We're up 2-0. I'll take the spoilers as long as we get it. And Marriott proving that he's got some magic in those boots, as that was something special. That was something special. And yeah, go ahead, and if you're on iFollow, you can't move the slide. You're going to have to hit pause and then restart it. But away we go. We're up 2-0. As that was back heeled beautifully over. So Lee with it. Gets it up to Palmer, who just gives it a nice little one-touch back heel over to Marriott, who takes it off his chest and slams it into the top left corner. That thing's a thing of beauty, just because that was a looping ball from Lee and Palmer facing away from the net, able to get his foot up to it and touch it up over top. And Marriott, one chest, one touch, right foot, screamer up over into the top left corner. That was gorgeous. And I'm excited. I am stoked. We got football. 29th minute. Marriott. Write it down. Oh, my word. I'm sweating. I'm not excited. That was a beauty. Great start to the first half. And this is, do we get the Wycombe pushback like we saw the last time? Huddy calls it dirty. And I can't disagree. The thing is about that one is the touch and the build up was all through the air. Like, I'm curious. I want to watch that on the replay, whether it touched the ground at all, because it looked like it was entry from Lee, and it might have skipped off the ground before Palmer did the right-footed kind of back heel stab that goes only to Marriott, and then he chests and knocks it down. And yes, Rob and Ryan are at the game. Rob, wearing blue, didn't get the memo. Everybody, take a screenshot. Top of the league, folks. Top of the league. And the pump fake freezing the defense by Lee. I'm going to have to watch that on the replay because I didn't notice it, but brought it all up. David Elliott, welcome to the Horde. Thanks for subscribing. Subscribe button, like button down there. And a reminder, this one, ad free, thanks to Ultimate Promotions. You need a pin, you need a badge, you need a medal. They'll do it custom, free shipping. And Wycombe with it all the way down, headed backwards. And Ogonkwo grabs it, sucks that one up. 8 shots to 3, one big chance each, 58% possession. Breathe, Sean, breathe. Quit smoking. I'm at 67 days, over 1,000 cigarettes I haven't had, but I'm still out of breath. Up in the air, Wycombe with it, collects it into our half. Still, it's a lot of ping pong through the air as teams trying to figure out who wants to settle it down. Barnett goes the other way, and we've got a player down by Wycombe. I don't know exactly what happened there. Dobson potentially involved in that one. RKO's just waiting to celebrate. The good thing is you can watch the celebration, have it in your own house, cheer and rant, and then watch me and see how I react to it. As that looks like it wasn't EOC goes up. Ooh. Yee. Looking at that one back, should be at least a yellow. EOC, when he jumped up and got his arms loose, and his arm came over and smacked and caught elbow onto the left chin. And I think that is that Scowen or Sadler. I can't tell who that is on the ground. Kent in love with Jack Merritt. I will say, and I'm going to take credit for this. This is definitely me. There's magic in Marriott's boots. He's played at this level before. He's scored at this level before. And I know he's had the yips. And I know sometimes he misses what looks like an easy shot. But then he pulls out stuff like that. And bonus! Ghoulish Goblins gifting the 5 memberships. Thank you so much for doing that. Much appreciated, supporting the channel. And for those that are interested, if you didn't get a membership gifted to you, if you click the little gift thing up in the top corner there, that'll bring you to a toggle that'll allow you to turn gift membership on and off so that you can receive one too. Not a yellow card, and we're going to get play down for Max, and away we go. Oh, interesting. This is the referee that sent out the announcer just saying was responsible for sending off both Cannon. Did he say that, or was that Cannon and Evans last year's? It's in the corner. Wycombe with it, able to clear it up towards the midfield stripe. Over there's TOC, hammers it the other way. And now we're going to play ping pong just in the middle part of the half. And it looks like we've got control of it. Knocked down, looking for some more control, given away by Palmer. And it's drawn back to Bishop, who's going to clear it the other way. That is going to be a highlight goal that we're going to see. And Max's was brilliant too, just for being able to get the touch on it. But this was just 3 people with excellent touches. Barney with it. Oh, he flicks it and he's held up. No yellow. Interesting. He just got grabbed. That was an interference call. And instead it's bashed off. And are we going to get a corner or a throw in? It's going to be a throw in. Didn't quite make it out. Barney played it through his man, goes to dance around him, and the defender, Harvey, the new signing from MK, just reaches his arms around and gives him a hug. Barney with it, looking to throw it in. Nobody there. Cannon not available. Gets it over and across. Brought down and supported. Into the corner we go. Tried to punch over to Barney, but run out of real estate did Marriott. Couldn't get out of it, and it's going to be a clear. New subscribers, Tim. I have always loved Marriott. Cassie signing up. Ghoulish Goblins. And there you go. Gold, full-time. Emma Hayes. The win is there. Welcome to everybody who's going to be sliding over from that game. The ref has a history of hating on Wrexham. That's what I've just learned about. So, or at least feeling comfortable giving out the Reds. Wycombe with it. And I'll say he had maybe an opportunity. I think it would have been a little, whoa! Holy cow. And that's O'Connell over on the left-hand side, missed on the touch, didn't get it back to Ogonkowicz, gets stolen. Wycombe gets a free shot in, and now they've danced around TOC. Here comes Wycombe. Bad second touch, and well done by O'Connor to go back and rescue that one. I believe that was O'Connell who did that lazy pass back. Somebody can make sure that that's what they saw. And Bishop able to clear it. Just a slow ball. Missed it. Scuffed his foot, swinging it forward, and Wycombe gets a free shot. And here we go. Dobson with a nice little tackle. Pushes it forward and turns it over. We get a throw in. Well done. Go on, Wrexham. I hear you, Valov. And if you are watching on X, there's a large group of us with a full following chat over on YouTube. So feel free to come over and take part there. We did get lucky. As Denise highlights, it was EOC. And that was turned over to Kone, who's on instead of Udo. The surprise move, I thought. We'll see Udo the second half. And we're going to get a free kick the other way. I don't know who just got dragged down there on that tackle right at the midfield stripe. Palmer coming back, got clattered into in the back. Palmer stole the ball. Hartridge ripped him down. Hartridge from Exeter City, 25-year-old, their academy product. This will be his first game not in an Exeter uniform ever because he played for their academy. W&G, thank you for the upstate. Huddersfield up 1-0. And Stephen won't let him pause. I don't want. Oh, yeah, you're right. I only have a stop and I do have a fast forward 20-second, rewind 20-second option. And Daly, you're way behind if you're just seeing Marriott scoring now. you're a whole 8 minutes behind. Free kick entered into the box, got onto the inside of it. Palmer able to squeeze that one back, and we gain possession. Elliot Lee, left-hand side, 20 yards out, flips it towards Palmer, 18-yard box. He leaves it, and Bishop goes out to scrape it and grab it, and Marriott not able to save it. Whoo! Ernie, who's Ernie, Raymond? Ernie's in the box with Rob and Ryan. What do you have to do to get into there? Are they sponsors, and so they got the benefit? I believe that's Leighton scoring. They're up 1-0. Or sorry, even 1-1 with Bolton. W&G with the score. Thanks so much. Doesn't work. It just goes back to the live feed. The frustrations of iFollow continue. But we still love the game, and we still show up. Paying extra money on taxes. Not happy with the fan zone. But loving the club in any event and supporting all the way through. We just have to get used to. Maybe we're just turning into bitter old people. Is that what that is? Not saying you're bitter, Stephen. I'm bitter. O'Connor throw in our side of the half, throws it across the midfield stripe, and we're going to do a midfield battle for control. Nice little touch, but Lee couldn't maintain it. Got around one defender and around the midfield stripe, and now we're in the back line. Dobson trying to get it, and he kicks it, and he gives it away. Quick throw, Wycombe, 18-yard box. Going to look for a cross from the 18-yard and blocked. TOC says that's not coming in. McCleary tries to get it over, can't, but this one's over. Backinson got it in. Oh, bad touch. Woo, Marriott lucky there. Bad touch right in front of the 18-yard box and stepped in front of the defender, and that's another one from Sadler where we both pulled him down again. And RKO with the call. Foul after foul after foul. It has turned scrappy for about 3-4 minutes. Steven saying, Steven, are you in the US and or Australia and watching on iFollow and it's not geo-blocked? Because that would be fascinating to me. Because the whistle glued inside the ref's pocket. Let him go. It's old-time hockey. I mean football. Sam Arlington joining the horde. Appreciate you as Palmer has it, and they call that a foul. The broadcaster calling it a wayward challenge. I didn't think there was much in that compared to the other stuff that's out there. And man, they're on a score fest, W&G. It was just 1-1, and now it's 2-2. Barnett with it. Long thump down the pitch. Well taken and dished off, and we continue to roll. Kicked down to the far corner, but that one's going to go wide, and Marriott not able to control that. Had no chance as Cannon threw that one down away. Interesting. So Stephen is able to watch on iFollow. So if you are in the US, you are not geo-blocked, which may beg the question, why have a CBS subscription, Paramount subscription, if you can have iFollow? We'll see how that goes. Solar, I know of one person who attempted a VPN to be able to pick up the CBS in the UK and was unsuccessful. So don't have to apologize, Chris. Never have to apologize. We're happy when you're here. And Craig, it was Mark on iFollow, but it was really bad. Couldn't actually understand him. And then all of a sudden it went pixelated and we brought in the Sky Broadcaster. So we do get some play-by-play now. But it's just not with who we want. Possession now 53-47. And are we onside? Because we've got an opportunity. 18-yard box. Drawing down Marriott. That was more of a slip and fall. Slip and fall, goes to Bishop, and Lee has it and heads it out. Reading up on Birmingham. All that money and late success. Chris missed the goal, so he's throwing that one out there now, or you're way ahead and you've seen something that we haven't. And I'm going to have to say no spoilers to everybody, but I don't think you're a KG veteran, so I know that probably wasn't you. I think you're just getting caught up. I see. So league games are available to us that have bought the season pass. I thought that they were blocking to benefit CBS and them purchasing the rights so that everybody had to go through Paramount. So that's or CBS. So that's good news if you've got the season pass that you're able to pick it up. Everybody loving Reading today. Yeah. Kent's on the Reading train. Deandra's on the Reading train. Can I just call it reading to upset anybody who watches? And he pays the tax. Chris, there's no tax on the late goal. In fact, we should probably be reimbursing you if you go away and we end up scoring goals, whether you're in the bog or you lost the internet, whatever the situation is. We should be rewarding people who contribute. It is bonkers, isn't it? Who knows? Who knows? Gary Harper joining us as the play just battled through the midfield, and well done. O'Connell steals the ball, runs it across midfield, settles it down, doesn't see anything forward, and draws it back. Well done. Well done, and he got a round of applause for that. It does sound like it, RKO. It does sound like it. And yes, the U.S. is securing their gold in women's soccer. Wycombe with some possession here into their side of the half. Hartridge moves it up over to the right-hand side. 44 minutes, and they're just playing kickabout, improving their passing possession, but nothing really moving forward. Harvey, finally, MK Don's former player, and he gets an elbow shot from Cannon. That would have been harmless, except for Cannon got the arms up on that one. I would have been fuming if this would have been on us. Oof. He did have the arm up. I know it was a flop, but that looked bad just because of getting the hands up. Like if that would have been a shoulder charge, it would have been fine. And the flop icon gets it. I think it was theatrical after the event, but I do think that he made some good collision with him. Everybody's calling the flop. Left footer into the box. Oh, dangerous up over top, and it's still down there for them and cleared. Woo! Didn't fall to a blue jersey, and we're fortunate on that one as it's over to Hartridge, 40 yards out. He's going to go into the box, left footer, headed away. Lands on the ground, and Wycombe's going to get it again. Flop City and Huddersfield up 2-0 on Peterborough. I expected that one to be a close one. Huddersfield with the early advantage, and everybody's season predictions after one half are out to lunch. 5 minutes, did I hear, added time? It hasn't shown up on the graphic yet. Ooh, 7 minutes. That was a lot of time. There was a lot of time. Remember that Grimmer went down early in the box, and I think that was probably about a 4 or 5 minute delay right there. Yeah, 7 minutes of added time. I would have thought 6, because I think it was 4 minutes that Grimmer was down. What a fascinating first half, and super impressive. I mean, the possession now 50-50, expected goals, we're only at 0.5. 8 total shots, only 1 big chance. That second goal, I guess they're not calling that a big chance because that was just glorious buildup and a glorious shot by Marriott. And that gets harmlessly flipped down the entire pitch. And Kone doesn't put a boot to it, and it goes just out of bounds. Ogonkwo paying for it. Dog signed up for the free 7-day trial of Paramount. Oh, no. Are you in Canada, Dog? Is that why you don't get sports, or you don't get sports on the trial? Ouch. Helpful to know, I guess. Pretty close on the poll there. Love it, Keepaz. Everything getting some support on that one. Feel free to vote in the poll on what you thought about that audio if you heard it early, as we're 2 minutes into the added time, and it's headed downfield and under control by Wycombe and pulled back to Bishop. Bishop not having a good start. The new signing from Manchester. Sitting at the top of the league. Dogs joined the crew. And interesting, you commented Was that before it joined? I'm buying Stoke Brew cold coffee. Yeah, in Canada, Paramount doesn't have the sports. So you're not going to be able to pick it up. I don't know if the trial would work in the US with the sports, but I know that there's no sports on Paramount Plus. I found that out last week. Sorry if we missed that one and getting that to you. Oh, a light ball. It's Marriott able to get there. No, Bishop had to come out and rescue it. That was exactly the same thing that happened to O'Connell when he played a lazy ball back to the defender, and it was there for the forward, Kone, in that instance to get it. Same thing happened there. Marriott able to go and try and get a shot, but Bishop nicked it. And now here comes Wycombe the other way. Hartridge with it, left-hand side, drawing it back. 3 minutes of added time gone. And there goes Hartridge, switch over to the right-hand side for Wycombe. Interesting. I didn't know if it's on ESPN, and that one flicked away. They had an entry into the box. Dobson tried to knock it down, too much onto it, and he clears it out. It's going to be a corner over from the far end, right in front of the Wycombe supporters in the Wrexham Lager stand, outside the tech end. Going to be a left-in swinger. Yeah, we'll play with it. We'll test it in the background again, and we'll set that up a little bit better. As here comes the left-footed in swinger, and it's up, and it's off the crossbar. Whoo, boy. Barney over to save it, and that one was close, deflected out. I don't know if they're going to get the touch, but that touched off of them, and we should be getting the throw, and we're not getting the throw. That was clearly off of their player, but I just thought because of the angle and where the ref and the lino were, I was like, they're not going to see that as they missed the touch there. Oh, that was off the boot of Scowen and up off the bar as it fell to his feet just on the edge, 9 yards out. And fortunate there because Ogonko not able to react to that one. It was just all happened instantaneous. Fell like the Max Kluwerth goal, just fell to his foot and he punched it off the bar. So there you go. Tried signing up for US Paramount in the UK, in the US, but live would not work with the VPN. And an long shot, 20 yards out by Wycombe. Ogonko had the post covered and it rolls 2 feet. Wycombe starting to look threatening as that was Backinson taking the shot there. So who had that? Left footer. It was flipped in the air by McClary, and then Scowen punches it off the bar. Oh, fortunate. Yeah, lots of plays, lots of net to go with on either side of Ogonko from where he was. And I don't think he just tried to get too fine. But we've got 5 minutes of added time before we get into things. We are sitting at 7 shots to 3. Wycombe with more possession now, oddly enough, but a lot of that not threatening until recently. This added time, and here they come again. Sadly, are looking for something to walk away from in the first half, have something to build for. We're looking to hold Kone with it. Whoa, nice. Tried to get a little play in, and that was knocked down by Kluwerth and goes the other way. Yeah, I do think that Ogonko had that far one covered, not the one off the crossbar, but that far long shot certainly had it. As Wycombe looking to do more build-up from the midfield here, all the way back to Hartridge over on the left-hand side. He's going to swing it over. And that's going to be Grimmer building up through the right now. Wycombe, 20 yards out. McCleary dances around, left footer into the area. The cross isn't there, and it goes all the way and rolls too far. Scrambled and picked up by Harvey. Harvey now draws it back to Backinson, over to Harvey, and he misses him. And they say it's a corner, and they're giving the corner. Going to finish the half of the corner potentially. Going to be from the left-hand side right in front. Going to be a right-footed in-swinger from the left-hand side in front of the Mold Road stand. Dobson's looked his normal self. He's had one bad touch, but nothing egregious. Far post headed again. Ogonko with it. And what happened there? Was that stopped by jumping up to the crossbar and grabbing that and stopping that? How did that not go in? Was that Andy Cannon grabbing the crossbar and it hitting him in the chest? Did that happen? That was Cannon clearing that away from the line. I don't think he grabbed the crossbar, but headed. That was Cannon. He didn't grab the bar, but he had his hands straight up in the air. and that was shouldered away. My word, what the hell happened there? Halftime whistle blows as that was 3 opportunities. It looked like Ogonko made a save, and it goes back out, and it's punted forward. And yikes, call that a mess, call that scary, call that good Lord, give it a whew. We're up 2-0, but let's be honest, we took some luck at the end of that in added time as they found a crossbar and they found an Andy Cannon savior, the Lion King, pulling that one off. That was crazy. Bonkers. And we'll bring Brandon in here shortly. And you can let me know when you jump in on this one, as that one was absolutely nuts. I'll run through the half. Well, I don't have. Interesting that FOTMob so far this year doesn't have all of the stats. Brandon got FOTMob up on the screen. Interesting with the stats this year rather than last is they don't have all of the coverage. 56% possession to 44%. I don't think that that's indicative of how the game has gone. And I think what you look at more is the total shots and the big chances. We're at 7 total shots, 1 big chance. But I'm a little disappointed this year. Is there more information that I need to click to be able to pull? Let's go to the stats and see what's there. If I click stats, and maybe, Brendan, if you do that too on your end, if you bring the stats up, it brings you more stuff. 7 total shots to 4, shots on target 3-1, big chances 1-0. And then we're looking at accurate passes at 133 for them. That's also indicative of the game. They've been playing back along their center line quite frequently. 71, the pass percentage, 71% to 62%, not looking pretty. But then it's been an interesting game as far as our buildup goes. It hasn't been through the floor and artistic. It's been mass runs down the wings and then crosses that came through. And those 2 goals, one from the set piece. If you missed it, Max scoring off of the set piece. Lee entered it into the box, and it bounced and landed right onto Max's foot. He was being cuddled and coddled and pulled, but it was able to get his foot up and slap it, sort of the pendulum swing to knock that one into the back. Successful crosses, 5 of 11 for us, 5 of 14 for them. Aerial duels, pretty close, 48 to 50. And the interceptions, we've had 3 more than them. Attacking third, actually, it says they've had us 64% to 55%. So some fascinating numbers there, not really indicative of what I've seen, but maybe part and parcel with when you're up 2-0, you stop pushing forward and you come back. Andy then he saw a double save on that one. I saw the one for sure. The fascinating stuff. All boy from Twitch, how are you? And also Santiago over on Twitch. We're on Twitch. We're on X. We're on YouTube. If you join YouTube, there's a larger community there to chat with as the chat's rolling through. But definitely gassed in the last little bit there as Santiago from Uruguay joining us. Well, nice to have you here. That's it for the stats. I'm going to bring up do you want to bring up the league table there while you're at it, Brendan, in the background?
What was it you wanted me to bring up?
The table. And we'll have a look at that as
the table. Sure, yeah.
Old habits die hard. I brought up the League 2 table and see Donnie at the top of it. As we've got our share of the top of the table. Interesting, Reading still up 1-0 on Birmingham. I'm probably going to make a video. I feel like I have to, about the frustration of not using that elite contributing player visa. Birmingham taking advantage of that, grabbing a J League 20-year-old striker. I get that that's a salary issue, but you can get somebody in potentially on the cheap and give them an opportunity. And if they make it, you use them, or you can sell them. If they don't make it, it's a cheap outlay. And so why not? Table's up, as you can see, Huddersfield up at the top of the table. Interesting that Crawley, so Huddersfield beating Peterborough 2-0. Interesting, Crawley up 2-0 on Blackpool. If you would have told me that was a potential outcome at the start, I would have been absolutely gafflebagged, confused, flustered. Vamo. Thank you, all boy, for joining us over from Twitch. Mansfield Town already finished with their their 2-1 win earlier, in Reading up on on Birmingham. and Stockport with a 1-0 win over Cambridge. I think that's to be expected. I have Cambridge struggling this year. I think that there's 4 or 5 teams that will look to struggle. Everybody else sitting in a draw, lots of goals between Lincoln and Burton, Bolton and Leighton sitting at 1-1, and no goals between the rest of the clubs. As you look at this one, and you kind of have to have a little bit of a chuckle seeing Birmingham over at the bottom with the amount of money that they spent. They will be fine. It's early in the season. It's only one half of play, but I will take that and love it. Brendan, I'm assuming you're live. Are you with us?
I am, yes.
And tell me, what did you think about that first half? What stood out for you? What did I miss while you were listening that you thought these guys need to know?
I don't know that you missed too much, other than everyone in chat's saying the same thing that I'm fixated on. It looked like a totally different game in the last all that extra time. The last 10 minutes of that with extra time was not good. We were on our back foot. We couldn't recover. We couldn't stabilize. We looked out of sorts defensively. I hope they don't use that momentum. They definitely should have scored there at least once, if not twice. So
yeah.
I think Parky's in there telling them to settle down. And hopefully they do that. So,
yeah, I think an interesting. I do have this up just on the post there. RKO saw the replay, so it's got to be available somewhere. Backheel pass to a chest outside of the foot volley. Where the heck did that come from? I mean, it was. it was a crazy goal that Marriott one. But also RKO adding, we've been solid and also lucky on a defensive third, and I don't think there's a better descriptor for that. We've looked good. We've had that one flip up mistake from O'Connell on the back pass that we were fortunate of, but we had some great plays by O'Connell saving a couple. That last 7 minutes though of added time, just an absolute mess, and we were fortunate. Deandra, I know it's super early, but love the Birmingham fans being angry. If you ever wanted to laugh at Birmingham Twitter, now's the time. And Jed's saying that they're getting what they deserve. Tell us what your thoughts on those goals. The Max one at 9 minutes. What did you see, Brendan? What did you see on the Max goal and the Marriott one?
No, the Max goal was nice. I mean, he doesn't look like he's that stout, frame wise, but he is, and he was able to hold off the defender and still get a foot out and knock that in with control and somewhat. Relaxed and easy. He wasn't struggling. He was able to hold that guy up and free his leg and knock it in. So that's just a great sign that while he's on the field, you can count on him on those set plays, that he's not going to get knocked around. So
he's become a poacher.
Yeah.
Like the ball just seems to find him. And it reminds me of some of those smaller strikers who are up there who kind of lurk around and collect loose balls all the time, and they just happen to be in the right place. And maybe that comes down to I said this about him defensively, is he just seems to have a feel for the space and a feel for who's around him and where they are. And I guess that translates offensively off of set pieces. And if he ends up becoming a weapon, just add that to the repertoire. And we've got something special. That speaking of special, that Marriott goal, I don't know how you call that. RKO called it the back heel pass to a chest and outside of the foot volley, laser beam into the top left corner. You saw something I didn't. Why don't you describe what Elliot Lee did there?
When I saw Lee get the ball well outside the box, and he cocks his leg back as if he's going to blast it, and I think that kind of freezes all the defenders. And then he slows his leg up as it's approaching and kind of chips it towards Ollie, who he was fighting this guy and noticed he wasn't going to be able to gather that, and he did a great back heel pass over to Marriott, who I did not think he had that in his bag, to be able to come off his chest, not let it drop all the way to the ground, but to pick it out in the air as high up as he did and still keep it on goal. Definitely impressed. All credit goes to Sean for that. Not Marriott himself, just Sean.
I'll take credit for whatever. if goals are going in and I get any credit for it, I'll take it. I don't know if that's one's that going to stand for goal of the year as we go through this whole thing. I anticipate we're going to see better than that, but that certainly was something special. Miles just highlighted in the chat that he had Tim Hortons in England for the very first time. I think it's 63 Tim Hortons are currently in the UK, none in Wrexham as of yet. I haven't even identified where the closest one is. I love the fact that it's over there, and when I'm over, I always make sure I stop at a Timmy's. When I drive by, I probably get Timmy's more in the UK than I do in Canada. Their ice cap, something special. But the problem with that is, man, it's expensive over there. Like you're paying £5 for a coffee and a donut. And that could be, if you visit Timmy Ho's too often, you'll pick up a side of a Canadian accent, eh? Definitely possible. Ollie not getting enough credit for that pass is it's what he does. Do you think Parky subs uses the newfound depth? Yes. I think we're going to see Scar. We're up 2-0. And I think what we're going to see is Scar's going to come in for either Max or Tom O'Connor, and that's going to trigger who our starting three will be once Scar gets adjusted to the lineup. I think that who Scar replaces is a big question for this one, and we'll see where that's at. I do think that we're going to see Revan's going to come in, and I don't know if that means McLean's going to move forward, but you can't leave Revan on the bench. And Evans, I don't know who's going to Evans. I don't know if Dalby or one of Dalby or Fletcher is going to come in. We'll see. But I do think we're going to see Scar and Revan for sure. Jason Smith, Vancouver lad. Tim Bitzer, the reason to have a body of a football fan and not a footballer. No kidding. Yeah, they've got 63 of them, Kent. They're all over the place. And they're fancy. They got big fancy couches and seats, and it's like, I think it was £5.60 I paid for a coffee and a donut for like $10. It's absolutely nuts. So yeah, that's the thing. If you're in the US with CBS picking everything up, you guys are going to get a lot of football. We'll be here for the Wrexham stuff. And yeah, Sev, I mean, the thing is it just going to be a straight swap, Revan for McLean? And if it is that what you want to see? Because I can anticipate that we want to have both of them on the pitch. So do you think Parky's making that move? And B, what would you do to ensure that McLean and Revan were on the pitch?
Yeah, again, I don't know. I don't, if they bring in Revan, I think it will be late. I mean, you're thinking of him as more of an offensive minded. You need McLean's engine and toughness, and I think he's still better probably defensively than is Revan. So I mean, up 2-0, I think that hurts Revan's chances of getting in the game, at least early. I would guess maybe you want to get him a run, so you bring him in a little late. But I would say that I think this is a different situation. Not only is it the first game and not everyone's available, but we have a Tuesday game coming up, and we love our depth, right? You can swap the whole team out and run them against Sheffield United and let everyone still feel a part of the team and get them opportunities. So I don't know that I think it's so important that we get this first win and get off to a good start. You're not worried about people's feelings and making sure a couple of guys get a few minutes today. I think whatever Parky thinks is the right thing to do, to get the W is what's going to happen. And I would guess Revan doesn't come on.
That's the definition of being really, really, really happy with the team right now. And I want to almost bookmark that statement for the future, because we're up 2-0, and whatever Parky does, I get that as a sentiment. But we're doing well and things are looking good when you can say we can swap out the entire team and we still have confidence against a Sheffield United squad that was in the Premier League last year, and we still think it's there. Patrick Murray with the Scar Simba jokes, that makes sense. I wonder if there's a shirt that can be made for that. A reminder, if you haven't seen it, I think I pinned the comment, but you can go to my Shopify and pick up Red Horde apparel. And it can be the logo. I made some other stuff. Let me know your thoughts on it. Send me messages, send me tweets, take pictures of it. The prices are cheaper if you get a chance to throw that one out there. Mertland, how are you from Iowa? I didn't see you in the first half, so nice to see that you joined us. Thinks there's another goal coming. and Ruth wanting to see Revan coming in. So we'll see Marriott standing over the ball already. This is going to get underway quickly here, it looks like.
Yeah, great to see him, Martland.
Promotion. And so this time we're going towards the cop. Wycombe going towards, we're going towards the tech end. Wycombe going to be going towards the cop as the fans, the stadium's still empty. Like this, that seemed like a really quick half. Is it just me? Was that a really quick halftime? Should have timed it as we're underway. Maybe I got buffered forward. I don't know what happened, but away we go as we draw it back and Kluwer thumps it down the entire length of the field and it's headed forward and Marriott not going to be able to get there and Wycombe just launches it the other way. Kone sliding it over to McCleary. McCleary dances over top of TOC and he's got space. Cross over far post and it goes way too far. Cannon, they're marking his man and it rolls over past everybody and it lands. Wycombe still with it, 18-yard box, drawing back, left foot coming in, far post cross, nobody there. McLean able to knock it down, and McCleary's able to collect it, 18-yard box. Wycombe starting this one dangerously as it's flipped into the box again, too far from Grimmer, and it goes harmlessly past the first post. Don't like the early possession. Not really my thing. And I do apologize for throwing the stuff in my mouth, as I said, still addicted to the nicotine and using the Nicorette, and I need it to get me through the day. 67 days without a cigarette. Ogonkwo with it. Gonna start it, and away we go. Down the right side, advance forward. Barney not able to collect it, and it's going to come back, but Marriott shuts down the avenue to the keeper, and so he's got to flip it up through the middle of the pitch, and here comes the battle through the middle, won by Wycombe, and McCleary flicks on. And here comes Wycombe on the run. 5 guys on 3. We're racing back and support 18-yard box. Right-footed and well done. Blocked. That was Andy Cannon getting all the way back, and Barney's able to collect it. Good on Cannon for busting his butt and getting back. 46 minutes, 51 seconds. Disregard. Oh, sorry. I haven't put the pin on Shopify. I'm looking to do that if I can find them and give them away. Chris identifying the CBS Sports broadcast is great, better than ESPN. That's good news for you guys. I'm happy for you. We need better Wrexham coverage. Oh, that's a flop. That's a flop. Oh, Grimmer with the dive. Palmer puts his hand on his shoulder and he goes down and gets it. Thanks, Tom. I appreciate it. And so, Davis, just to go back to your comment about the pin, I put them away so the kids couldn't find them somewhere in the house, and now I don't know where I put them. Don't hide them when you have a weekend where you've been imbibing, because I can't remember where I put them. Oh, a nice little spin by Marriott on the 18-yard box. He's going to go for a switch over to the far side to Barney. I think he had the opportunity to drive that towards the middle, but now Barney, who's been having this player on his string the entire game, and he gets another cross over. It's up, flipped on, and just over top McLean with the header. Missed. He was a foot and a half over the post or over the crossbar. That was Barney has beaten. Is that Harvey over on that side? I think that is Harvey. That is Harvey on that side. He has embarrassed him the entirety of this game. And yeah, that was a beautiful ball. Far post, McLean, and just couldn't get it over there. Good stuff. Better broadcaster, better coverage. Maybe that, I hope it doesn't make me redundant, RKO. Flipped up into the air. Kluwerth puts it forward. Palmer gets a shove in the back. Fans shout, nothing given. Coming over to the left-hand side. Give away Lee. He's got McLean, left-hand side. Still red jersey. He's got to come screaming forward and support. McLean easily cleared out. Couldn't get the Marriott, and it's brought down by Palmer. And we're going to bring it all the way back. The press is certainly on by Wycombe as we played that back, and they came forward all the way. And I missed who. I think that was Palmer on the ground, and he came from that push in the back. If I got that correct, because that explains why he was so far back, and Marriott wasn't there. Oh, it's knocked forward, and Marriott with an opportunity. Shots. Oh, save Bishop. Whoo! Missed header by the defender. Marriott got around him on the left-hand side, the near side of the pitch, and it was headed on and wasn't cleared well. It kind of fell backwards, and Marriott, the only guy there. I think I would have let that ball run a little bit further, but he took it on first shot, and Bishop able to make the save. Almost. And we'll get a corner from inside of the Mold Road stand on the left-hand side, right-footed in swinger. That's also fair. Backinson coming off. And he's being swapped. Oh, Udo. So they're going offensive. They're already 50 minutes in, and they're taking a midfielder and they're putting on a forward. 50 minutes in. Interesting. I don't know if somebody's gonna draw back, and or whether they're changing formation. So something to see there. There's the far post entry, right-footed in swinger. It's flicked up into the air. Oh, O'Connor had the space, able to try to flick it on, and it gets headed out by the Wanderers. And we're going to take another corner from the far side, and that looks like it's TOC. So Lee, it seems pretty scripted. Lee's taking the ones right-footed in swingers from the left. O'Connor's taking right-footed in swingers from the right. And they blow that one and said, I didn't blow the whistle. So you get to do that again. And I don't know. Yates blew it down, and I don't know if he's saying that it was in play or was not in play, and the broadcaster's identifying that, and it looks like we're going to get a refresh. Man, the racecourse roar is legit here. TOC with it. Nice. Do I need to? I'm not as focused on nationality, except for the Ivory Coast, the Ivorian. Kone. Right-footed near post, up in the air, headed away, but it lands in the 18-yard box on the foot of O'Connell, draws it back, and O'Cannon with a blast, but it gets blocked, and it's going to go far side. And whoo, some wheels down the left-hand side. Udo. Dangerous player, Udo, and he is creative, and he's got some pace. Dobson lets that roll out, but Udo coming in as a sub. Going to be a lot to handle down that left-hand side. And Stevenage scores against Shrewsbury. Two teams likely in the battling for to avoid relegation, I would assume. And so good stuff from W&G providing us that one. But yeah, that was well done by Dobson. Dobbo, not Dobby, the nickname, as Ogonko gets us underway. 52 minutes, 30 seconds just passed. And we've got the header coming down as Cannon trying to preserve it, and it goes out, and we're going to get a throw in just from inside our side of the half. Going to leave it. Ref blows it down. He doesn't like something happen. Marriott's going to go and talk. Marriott and the defenders getting a talking to here for a moment, and still being scolded by the principal in the principal's office. Even got a finger wag. Long throw towards the 18-yard box, headed away by Wycombe, and it's down the left-hand side. Moved forward by Cleworth, and it's headed up straight in the air, but Marriott's not able to get there, and so it's just cleared away with a right foot by Wycombe, and it's just a battle through the midfield, and Udo tries to stab it around Max, but Max grabs it. Oh, and that was Kone, not Udo. Settled down. Grimmer with it. Right side. Pushed all the way down for McCleary to go and get that, but it's going to roll too far. Harmless. And we'll take it. And I got to hit a reload button here on the... One more time while we've got an opportunity to do it. Special thanks out to Ultimate Promotions. If you're looking for custom pins for sports training, you're looking for them for work, they'll do the graphic design and set up the enamel pins or otherwise for you for free. Reach out. It is my sister, and she was happy to sponsor and paid the money to do it full rate because she thinks that it'd be nice for the community to look to get some pins and have a need for it. So ultimatepromotions.biz, ultipromo.com, and we have a giveaway. Barney, right hand side, cross. I couldn't get it past. That's the first cross, but then it's Cannon gets it forward, and the flag goes up offside. DeAndre's getting stressed. And there you go. That's it. Do we make that a poll question? W&G says, shall I report from other leagues as well as we're playing on a Sunday? And DeAndre says, yes. A reminder. So we've got the game on Tuesday against Sheffield, and then we don't play on Saturday. We will be here on Sunday for our match against Bolton. And they are. Is it Handy or Handsy? I like handies. That's a horrible statement to make. Nobody edit that. Nobody cut that one out. Wycombe into the final third, but it's just kind of getting battered around, and it's settled down by O'Connor, who bashes it over to Barney, and he's going to run that ball forward past the midfield stripe, and Marriott's waving for it, saying, give it to me, but he's not. Barnett's still dancing 32 yards, moves it over to Cannon, who's come over in support. This is how we looked at the start of the first half with a bad pass back from Cannon, but Dobson able to rescue it and get it back to Max. We will recycle. I know it's Hansy. I know. I liked the typo, though. Okay, I don't. I almost want to be silent. I want to see Birmingham to plummet. RKO with the autocorrect. As that one rolls harmlessly out of touch. I want Birmingham to plummet, but I'm not going to start chirping until we're at least 10 games into the season. Max going to throw it in from the midfield stripe. It's headed on, but collected by Wycombe, and they're going to just pump it down the field here. Long ball. And they just throw it out, kick it all the way out, and we'll have a throw in front of the Wrexham Lager. Oh, man, just sit back for a moment and just take it in. And the broadcasters, I say that, there's a lull in this game, isn't it? There is a lull in the game. This hasn't been as exciting. It's been a lot of bashing the ball around the midfield stripe. And long shall it continue when we're up 2-0. Oh, I don't know who he called the foul on, but that was a Wycombe going in for a sliding tackle, and the ref just called it a foul. Fascinating. Andrew's going to enjoy their rummy discomfort as it happens. And RKO, I'm good. I'm good for it. I appreciate that typo. It's a good one. Wycombe tries to advance it into the box, and instead Marriott gets his boot on it. The forward working his butt off defensively, and it goes out for another throw. 19 yards out, and it's played forward to Leahy. Leahy gets it over, and it's going to be a cross into the box, put down, and that was a dive. Oh, they score. Kone found the net. I'm confused by that one. That was really scrappy, and what happened was O'Connell took himself out of the play. He was diving for a header, and it was so low that he missed the header, and it fell onto a Wycombe hands. And O'Connell never picked himself up off the ground. So left foot entry into the box by Harvey, and O'Connell goes sprawling trying to get there. There's a swing and a miss from Sadlier, and from that swing and a miss, it just lands on the foot of Kone, who picked himself up and was able to left foot that one up over to the top corner. So a poaching opportunity, a bit of a mess, as we had two defenders laying on the ground. O'Connell one way sliding, and Max coming the other way to slide, and just fortunate, ugly. I'm curious why O'Connell went to ground. And now another free kick. This is the same sort of free kick for nothing, and they're going to take control of this from about 40 yards. We got some work to do. We have some work to do. 2-1. 2-1. Cassie watching from the gym, busting it out, getting that sweat on us. We're just getting the heart rate up by watching this one. The fans still into it. Free kick from 45 yards, right in the middle of the pitch, and swung into the box. Dangerous right side, and it's there. Oh! Had an opportunity, did Hartridge, to be able to get the header on it. The ball came over to the right post, and it was headed over the box, over to Hartridge, and Hartridge was free, open, wide open, got the header, and Ogonko was just able to go and collect it because he didn't get enough on it. And here we go. Let's get some possession here. Let's get on the front foot for a little bit. Lee Long ball over to Palmer to chase on the left-hand side. He's going to be able to get there. No, it rolls harmlessly, and it's going to go for a goal kick. Ah, nuts, says Solar, and it still applies. Plastic Yankee Club. I love you, Saeed. I feel absolutely fine about it. It's we're a gateway. We're a gateway to the community, gateway to Wrexham, gateway to bring in more plastic fans, just so that you can enjoy us. And goodbye, by the way. Yeah, and I think there's lots of time in the season for Wrexham or for Birmingham to strut their stuff. They're just going to be too solid. There's a little bit of a mistouch there as Marriott almost stripped that off a Bishop, lazily passed back, lazily handled, and Marriott got. Well, and I guess I didn't get you. I'm going to have to get you from YouTube, but that's fine. Say what you need to do, and we'll grab you in a second here. Always welcome people from other clubs to join us. A little slow on the uptake because I thought I had it all set up here today. Interesting. There. No, I was dealing with a guy in the chat that needed to go for a dance. So he should be gone now. I don't mind having players from other fans come in, from other clubs join us. That's absolutely welcome, and I think it's great for a little bit of banter. But let's not get insulting. And I'm not going to take it, so you can go for a dance. Anyways, we are back. Subs coming in here. Udo, since that subs come in, they've looked actually quite impressive and quite solid. And I will take that. Embrace the change, Parky. Deandra's looking for changes. I don't think it's going to be 74-minute mark. I think it's going to be 65. I think we've looked out of sorts here for a little bit, and so making one or two changes to come in is going to be something that's going to have to be necessary. As I get a little bit of buffer action, interestingly enough. That's the first time that's happened. 62 minutes and 23 seconds is where I'm at, and for the first time, I've got some pausing going on. Not happy with that. We'll see where I end up as I've lost my stream action. Still buffering. And I'm back. 62 minutes and 43 seconds as the ball rolled out and Cannon's going over and he's picked up a yellow card. Who did you have? So he's over. Oh, and that's going to be for the dissent. I think that's pretty weak. There's certainly nothing in the challenge there. He just ended up making a tackle and he just ended up giving it one of these. I don't know what came out of his mouth, and a yellow was given. And I agree. That's a weak yellow card. It is what it is. 64th minute. Cannon's going to be coming off then for Evans. That's going to be the call. Is we need to go defensive. You put Dobson and Evans out there to take control of things. I think that makes sense to me. But Ruth is screaming for the new legs. Deandra wants Revens in. We're all looking at the bench and staring at Parky, getting restless in a 2-1 game when we haven't been performing here for about a solid 14 minutes. Possession 55-45. Expected goals 1.32. For them, 0.87 for us. Total shots 12-10. We've had more shots on target. It looks like that's what it was, is bad mouthing the assistant ref. It surely couldn't have been for the challenge. There wasn't much in that compared to everything else that's going on. But it does look, Grizz thinks we look gassed. I think that it's just that Wycombe with their subs look stronger. Since Udo's come on, he's opened things up down that left-hand side, and Palmer with the ball to chase it down. He's got some space, 18-yard box, left foot. No, he's drawn it back, gets it to the right. He's found a man. Left footer blocked and cleared away. Cannon able to try to get it to Barney on the hook, and he's not able to get it, and it goes out. First time we've had anything going the other way, and I'll take it. Passing 176 passes to them, 126 for us. And here's the unfortunate aspect. We're only at 60% passing. Not really there, as Marriott had that ball drawn back to him by Palmer outside the 18-yard box and not able to get that one forward. I missed the handball if there was one. And Wycombe able to get it down. Screaming for Fletcher. They're singing the chant. Did I miss a sub? Did he come in? Left-hand side, lost. Wycombe with it into the 18-yard box. Dance Kone shots, and ooh, we're lucky. What the hell was that defensively? We lost Barney over on the wing. Kone came in and just completely danced across Cleworth. Oh, that was O'Connell who went for the flop for the dive and didn't get it. And so then danced around Cleworth, and that was two center backs out of the way. Dobson able to try and get over to block it, and he just roofs it. Does Kone. Shabuzi wearing 12. Is that who that is? Is that really his name? Number 12? We need Seb. We need something. Sorry, I thought it was Exeter ends up taking the 1-0 lead, and Fletcher making his way down the stairs. 65th minute has passed, so we're finally going to get a sub. And that's probably why the crowd was cheering for it, as we knew it was coming. Still up 2-1. We're okay. Bring this one home, lads. And so I'm Fletcher coming in for Palmer. Ollie getting the chance. Ollie's had a solid game, to be fair. He's slowed down a little bit. But I'm surprised that we're not bringing in some legs in the midfield. Evans, I'm staring at. Revan, I'm staring at. But Fletcher's in, Palmer's out. Let's go. 67th minute. That's our first sub. Not even Cristiano. Racecourse, you got to give it to him. There. Marriott chasing that down, but Wycombe has control. Right-hand side. Spun around as Grimmer, but he pulls it on back. Nothing there. Long ball coming down there for McCleary to chase. That's not McCleary. And it's knocked out, and it's going to go for a corner. O'Connell not able to make a play on that one under the pressure on that long hoof ball, and what should have probably gone for a harmless goal kick instead is going to go for a corner. Yikes. Left-footed in-swinger got it also lined up for a short corner if they're going to take it to McCleary. The player whistling, saying that McLean's too far. He's half a foot past the mark on the end of the pitch that marks where you how close you can be to the corner. Left-footed in-swinger in front of the cop stand, and it's up. It's headed on. It's down 18-yard box. It's still dangerous. It's moved over, and McLean missed that one, I think. And so should go for a goal kick because he missed it. And we've got a player down in the box. Is that Elliott? It's either, Elliott Lee down. Didn't see what happened there. That left-footed cross into the box ended up being headed on towards goal, but not much on it. And so it ended up going up largely harmlessly into the air. And O'Connell's shoulder. Or Stephen Fletcher forearm. I'm not sure which one got him. It's a couple of options. And I've got to find out. I'm trying to figure out who's wearing number. It looked like it was 11, but I don't see that in their on FOTMob in their lineup. In any event, Underway. Ogonkwo gets it down to the edge of the pitch. We're battling for possession between the two teams, and it's kicked out, and we'll get a what? We didn't get a throw in. Yeah. I don't think that Max touched that one when it went out of play. I think that was Bartolo, 29, who ended up putting that one out. But in any event, they have possession. They give it away. We've got it. Fletcher with it. Oh, missed it. Lee was taking too long and didn't see the defender coming. It ended up being nicked, but we end up getting it back. Fortunate there. Elliot Lee moving forward. 30 yards out. Over swings it to Barney. Barney now. 18-yard box. Give me something, lads. It's been a while. Barney cross tries to get it, and it's going to go out for a throw. The first time that Barney didn't win against Harvey reached his left foot over, bounced it off of Barney, and they'll get a throw in right from the corner flag. I haven't heard what the attendance is. If anybody else has heard it, now they come on the run again. Comes Wycombe. Udo with support drawn back, and that's going to be a yellow card on us. Dobson. That was that professional foul. He got beat. Too slow getting back. And O'Connell spun around in a circle. Scar needs to come in because O'Connell has dove for that ball, missed that play, went back and made the mistake going into that right corner, and they turned it over. Missed a tackle here, and as a consequence of the missed tackle, Dobson has to pull the guy down, and it's Dobson on his way to his suspension with his first yellow, and we're going to end up with a Leahy left-footed entry. I'm assuming it's going to be Leahy and not McCleary who takes this from 20 yards out. Into the box, dangerous area. No, it's going to be the right footer, McCleary, and he sends it way too far harmlessly, and we got lucky. Stockport going up 2-0. Thank you, W&G, for that one. Scar is eligible, and he's listed on the subs. The other potential subs that are available to us are Scar on the back line, Bolton over on the right side, Revan on the left side, Evans in the midfield, and Dalby remains to come in as they're having a coaching council session. All four coaches having a chat and talking about it. 13, 12, 14. Yikes. That's impressive. That's the enlarged temp, and I didn't know what capacity was. And now a foul by Fletcher and going to be turned the other way as he took down Harvey. Not enough for a yellow, but going to be a tucking too. Here comes Fletcher watching the replay, and he just collides into him with the elbow up a little bit. Yeah, that's what I think. Dobson's taking the lead on that one. Mendy's not available, and I think health-wise, and he's not on the subs list anyway. The only options, Scar, Bolton, Revan, Evans, and Dalby that haven't been used. Season 1 Jamie Tart. He looks, his profile picture on the cards, he looks like a middle school-aged boy playing football. As that cross hit cannon goes out, and it's still Wycombe with all the pressure. I haven't looked at the possession stats, but it's got to be approaching 66% now. We'll bring that up. And fortunately for us, they're 55%, 45. That's impressive. I wouldn't have thought that much. They've certainly had control here moving forward. But fortunately, that play by Scowen goes way too far. And Ogonko's taken his time playing this one already. 13-14 with the extended cop. Loving it. And sold out. And with, other than the fan zone, everybody with a high demand for tickets still. Gail Armstrong giving the thumbs up on the Mendy connection, I believe that was. Headed down, and here we go. Cannon with it. He's going to go long instead, down to Marriott. Touches. Heavy touch, so it's going to go to the corner flag. And knocked out harmless. Not much in that 74th minute, and we're staring at the clock now. What started from the first half in that first 30 minutes when we came out absolutely thumping the hell out of it, it has turned into a Wycombe-controlled match. Wycombe harmed, looking like Shrewsbury last year, just not able to get any finish around the net where we've been fortunate our chances have gone in. Max trying to get control. Instead it goes to EOC, who puts it over top. Scramble, 18-yard box. Who's got it? Fletcher going up, pushed in the back. It's still up for grabs. There we go. Barney with some possession. He's got two guys guarding him, though. Cannon tries to get there for support. Nice little float-through ball. Cross, far post. Bishop knocks it away. And Lee on the chase with McCleary. And well done, Lee. Slides, tackles, knocks it down, and gets it past McCleary. Fletcher, the touch, tries to get it to Lee, and it's on the return ball, and it's not there. Whoo-wee, a little bit of magic. And Fletcher's, they say, took down Scowen, and that's going to get a foul. Do I have a bucket hat? Are you saying on my Shopify? I do. I haven't paid for, I paid for the embroidery on 4 different items. I don't know if it will be automatically applied to the bucket hat. If it's not, and somebody pays for it, I'll reimburse you. So let me know. Cannon coming off. Got to be Evans coming on for Cannon. It is. Knew that happened. Knew that was going to be the move as soon as Evans got the yellow. You can't have him pick up a second one. So he's off. And Evans coming off. So, Evans coming on for him and Marriott coming off. And I don't see who the sub is. That's going to be Dalby up front. So Dalby and Fletch running up front. And it's going to be Evans in the midfield. And I'm curious to see, does Evans go to the back and Dalby play where Cannon does? It looks like that's how they're lined up. Is it be Evans essentially playing as the defensive midfielder in support of our back line, and Dobson, or we got 2 of them that looks like they're kind of split and just leaving Lee to run on his own. Lee tries to knock that off of the defender, and it's going to go wide to McCleary. McCleary, right-hand side. They're moving forward. 18-yard box. He's dancing. He's got a TOC into the box, cleared away by EOC. Up into the area, though, Grimmer's going to get possession. Lee able to steal it, and Dalby with it. Settle it down, Dalby, settle it down, and he instead has it punted away. I thought that they punted that off of Dalby's foot, but it looks like, no, they're going to give that to the Wycombe Wanderers. I bought what Dalby was selling. We're hoping that Dalby has the angry pills. Me too. As that's moved forward over on the left-hand side. They beat Barney on the left-hand side, and the cross goes over, and McLean's able to come back. That was dangerous. Again, their wing outpacing us on that left-hand side. Bolton's available for a sub, and Barney's had a hell of a game. But I think he's just getting gassed because that's twice now he's been beaten down that left-hand side with pace. Giveaway. Yeah, they got possession again. Udo with it, right-hand side. Draws it back, and they seem to be playing Udo into a position where he can get assists, as that's hammered off of a Wrexham player and clears all the way down to the Wycombe half. Udo, when he's playing up as like a 9, it looked like garbage, and it looks like they're playing him into a different position so that he's in support, and it's certainly been more ambitious. He's looked much more comfortable as we gain possession here. 78th minute, 73 minutes and 32 seconds. And Charlton, thank you, W&G, going up on Wigan. Charlton still don't know what to think about them going into the season. Everybody seems to think they're going to be playoff contenders. I certainly think that they're not going to be towards the bottom like they were last year. But I've only got them at best as a mid-table, slightly worse than team. And I'm off compared to everybody else's predictions. Grimmer with it, right-hand side. The center backs kicking it around to the midfield for Wycombe, looking for things. 56% possession. Shots now in favor of Wycombe, 12-10. We haven't had a shot this half, I don't think. Cleworth with it. He's on the long run, and he gets tackled, and here we go. Kone grabbed it and goes the other way. Max hustling back, and they just knock it back enough to be able to get the defense reset. We are struggling to bring this one home. Dobson clears. It gets to the midfield stripe. It's moving over to the left side, and the broadcaster, they're saying scrappy and disjointed. And to our credit, we are making it messy defensively. I would like to see a little bit more control in a counterattack and relieve some of the pressure instead of just a mass defend here for the next 12 minutes plus. But this is where we're at. Grimmer with it, right-hand side, gets around Lee, sort of accidental on purpose, and then loses it. Lee with it. We've got numbers. Lee's got Fletcher. Goes to Dalby. It got stopped, and Dalby had to come back for it, collects it nicely, and he's got Barney over on the right-hand side. Barney, lots of space, flat, and it's going to go for a corner. Well done. Let's take it. And this is going to be O'Connor over on the left-hand side with the left-footed in-swinger, I'm assuming. Barney had lots of space, so he decided to go flat. And he had that pace and had Lee earmarked for it and just couldn't get it to him, and it goes out. I'm with you, Grizz. 67th minute, 75. I think we're going to get like an 83rd to 85th minute as well. Revan and Bolton going to come in on that window, I imagine. Left-footed in swinger to Dalby, 18-yard box. He's going to get possession of it. Lincoln takes a 3-2 lead over Burton. I don't know if he's been announced as captain, but he's wearing the armband in any event. I don't know if Scar will get it eventually. I don't know if EOC is going to share. I don't know what's happening. Is Wycombe left-footed switch on, and McLean has to come all the way back and heads it away. And it goes to Lee, and he settles it down. McLean with it in our area. We're walking it forward. No real urgency. Lee has it, and he's going to fake the thump down and just draw it back and give it to TOC. TOC draws it back to Ogonkwo. 81st minute, and we're settling down. Take a breath, folks, as it's been manic and ugly for the last 13 minutes, and I'm okay with ugly defense as long as it works. Still with possession. Well done. Swing it over to McLean on the left-hand side, just across the midfield stripe. Lee comes back in support and draws it over to TOC. TOC midfield stripe, looking right-footed, draws it forward. Lee with it, plays it off of Dobson. Dobson's moving up and Evans back, and now Dobson all the way in. I haven't seen him near the goal line, and what does he do? He draws it back, but not enough on it, and it's going to get cleared, and we'll get a throw-in. Well done. Well done. And yes, McLean did wear the armband in Vancouver as well. And there you go, Jason, with the knowledge. Wrexham website photos have named McLean as the captain, and well-deserved. 2-year contract, signs as captain. And here we go. Lee pushed in the back. Oh, you called that a foul the other way, sir. Moments twice early, and one of them led to a goal. That's the exact same block. Push in the back. In any event, we gain possession, and we're lucky. And Boo Earns, Birmingham, draws even with Reading. And I'm 18-yard box. Fletcher with it. Looking for Barney. Gives it to him, and Barney with the cross. Flat. Don't think I would have liked to get that in, but up, and instead it doesn't go. Right foot. Here it is. Touch, and here Lee with it. Shot. Knocked down Bishop. Oh, but it's still there. Fletcher scores! Fletcher off the left foot. Over in. Great little interplay. Option from Lee. Not able to score, and it ends up landing to the left foot of Fletcher, who says 3-1, put it away. Woo, baby. If we have that Fletcher song in the background, you can go ahead and play it, B. Just let me know when you do it, and I'll shut up and let it go. Oh, looking forward to watching the replay on that one to see the interplay on that one as Dobson, right footer, gets it. Dalby to Lee. Lee shoots it, blocked by Bishop, and it lands to Fletcher, who says, hey, while you're down and out, I'll just pot this one home. Beautiful by Dalby and Lee. Lee not able to score, and it wasn't actually Dalby. I thought Dalby put that back onto Fletcher's foot, but it wasn't. It was the sprawled out former Exeter City man, Hartridge, who from the ground just right foots it and puts it right on the boot of Fletcher. So thank you, Hartridge, for the assist. We'll take it. Lock it up. Compliments DeAndre says to whoever said 3-1. I sure as hell didn't. Woo-wee. Freaking beauties. Right footed Wycombe with it, moving forward. Things settle with an 84th minute. Fletcher goal. And that was Dalby, Lee, and Hartridge who contributed to that beautiful build-up. And like the Marriott goal, that top left corner, W and G, take the credit, sir. And Chris eating the words. Were you the 2-0 prediction going the other way, or no? That was Stephen Reed. And Wycombe with it, though, into the box, cleared away. Possession again from Grimmer, who's come all the way forward up into the 18-yard box as they are searching for it. Does this mean we're top of the league? I don't think that we are, because we've allowed that one goal in. Right now, we are. We are top. Goal difference, we're tied with Huddersfield and Stockport, but we take the advantage on the goals for at the moment with 6 minutes to go in ours plus added time. A shot from range. Ogonko had that easily covered and it missed wide anyway. Come on, lads. Whoo! Ogonko taking his time. A nice little ballet move, stepping up, and then he wasn't happy with his delivery because he slapped his wrist, but it went under control. Not where he wanted to. And B, I appreciated the telegraph on that goal. It allowed me to let it know. And seriously, no, I welcome that, actually, because it gives me a little bit of added. Wasn't all there. So anyway, deflection out, and I thought that was deflected off of the defender for Wycombe, but it's not. Right, the race course singing. I just want to I just went quiet for a second just to soak this all up. Like, kudos to them. TOC, he's got a. We'll take it. It's going to go for a corner. TOC ended up losing possession and then had the ball stripped from him by Grimmer. Reached over and grabbed him by the left, and I thought, are we going to pull a yellow card? And instead, it was kind of loosely flipped into the left, into the box, and we just pumped it out for a corner. Left-footed in-swinger in front of the cop. Here it comes, Wycombe serving it up. It's mid-far post, and Ogonko is going to get up there to punch it away, and then that's added on by O'Connor, who's going to head it out. Is it going for a throw? It is, and it's grabbed and played quickly by Wycombe. They're moving. 87th minute, and counting 3 minutes plus added time. Wycombe with it to promotion. Man, the racecourse is loud. Headed forward, going to be the battle for Dalby to try and maintain possession. He gets his head on there, and he ends up a little bit late if he was trying to flop for the free kick. A little bit late flopping, kind of gave it the old head, but after he thought he'd chase it down first. Cleared out for a throw. How good has this been? My heart is racing. I haven't needed a defibrillator in a while. And here we go. What did I say? 87th minute, we'd get subs. I thought that it was also going to be Bolton coming in, but instead it's just Revan coming in for Lee. Bristol Rovers with the late goal, scoring over Northampton. I missed that. So Revan, going to be playing middle or wide. Who is McLean coming in? Chris, you beautiful soul, gifting away 20 memberships to people. If you want to get an advantage and you haven't joined as being a member, you can click the gift button and toggle on so you can receive one of these gifts. Is all of these people now getting a badge by their name? Thank you, Chris. The celebration is on. Wycombe with it, 88th minute, and it's going to go out for a corner, deflected off. Bartolo banging it off a TOC, and away we go. Whoo-wee! Thank you, Chris, as the chat settles down and everybody gets a sponsorship. Super appreciative of you, Chris, and the support that you give. It allows for the little improvements that we continue to do as this comes far post, and it's in the back of the net. Why did Ogonko not go and get that? That was shocking. That was shocking. Everybody was sleeping. That just seemed to come over and nobody went to the air. Nobody jumped up to go and grab that one. Ogonko stayed on his line. Lazy. Oh, is that what happened? Oh, they did push Ogonko into the back. And so, no. Yeah, so they pushed Dobson back into Ogonkwo, and then they were able to go. Ogonkwo couldn't come out to challenge that one and put a block on, and then a giveaway. Whoa, and it rolls wide. So the players, Wycombe players grabbing it and then setting it down. And I don't even know who that was, is this late sub that came in. Another 10 gifted memberships. That one was frustrated. That one just seemed poorly played, but I do see that not much of the Ogonkwo. I was going to give him the gears. I was going to give him the gears and was reminded not to by Brendan, who said he was pushed in, and on the replay you could definitely see that happened. And we've got coming up to the 90th minute. I don't expect more than 3-4 minutes of added time, but that was a poor advance forward. Marriott, we haven't talked man of the match. Marriott getting it in the stadium. We have to have that. So if you have considerations for man of the match, give me 4 minutes of added time. That's what I anticipated it would be. And so I can't complain about that. Who do we got for man of the match? And we'll start a new poll before this one wraps, as I get nervous again. Dalby with it, punches it forward, put the legs in there. Dalby, get an extra steal, slow it down. Well done. Oh, light, gentle foul there, sir. We're allowed to compete, are we not? But yes, thank you, Chris, for the added memberships. Much appreciated. 3.5 minutes until it's over on my end. Wycombe with it, midfield stripe, looking to bring it forward. Vokes. 3-2, 3 minutes to go. Wycombe with possession, 35 yards out. Left-footed, looking for the 18-yard box on a switch. Back, Volker trying the scorpion. The back heel, I guess you'd call that. And instead, McLean has it and thumps it towards the middle of the field. Fletcher, and he gave it away. And so, and he's pulled down, and that's going to be a card. Has to be. Yep. Card for Fletcher. He just reached over, and that wasn't hidden at all. Grabbed him and yanked him and pulled them all back. Denise says the options for man of the match: Lee, Barney, Marriott, Cannon. No love on that one for Cleworth to come in. And yeah, Volks, Welsh legend. Anybody else? Barnett is on the list, they say, for... I agree he should be on the list for consideration. I just think defensively at the end he struggled. 2 minutes left, and let's bring this one home as I keep an eye. Bolton scoring late to go up on Leyton Orient 2-1. Midfield for Wycombe. Long searching ball down the right side. Lots of numbers back. TOC forwards it, and McLean has it. Has some space. Settle it down. Flicks it forward for Revan. His space able to go, and he overran the ball. Revan draws it back, and McLean kicks it down the rest of the pitch, and we get some control, but Dalby decides I can't chase that one down. It's too far into the corner. Full time, Birmingham gets 1 point with all of that money in their first home game and return opener of the season against, to be fair, a relatively strong Reading side. Approaching a minute left, and they're still searching midfield stripe, trying to get it in as Grimmer kicks it back their side of the half, and they're building up with 4 players back, and they're spinning around in a circle still on their side of the half. Here comes long ball down the middle of the pitch. Going to search that way because they can't advance it through the floor. It's headed on, and Ogonkwo grabs it, collects it, and everybody take a breath. He's pointing, directing, taking his time, and he's looking. Plays the ball off the floor. The time waste is on. The referee staring at him. He takes a step back, and I like it. I like it. When we're ahead, I like it. Kills himself off 20 seconds, and away we go. Huddersfield, full time, takes the win. 2-0 against Peterborough. 2 top teams there in a fight. And well done. Stolen possession. McLean gets it over to Revan in open space, and Revan running forward. Revan brought down, and it's going to go for a throw-in for us. Take our time as we approach the 95th minute. 8 seconds. Run it out, lads. Run it out and take it. 3, 2, and it's left by McLean for Revan. And we take our time, throw it to the corner there. You bet. Still searching. Hard to get the ball in, and it's brought in. And there's the whistle, the full-time whistle. You can put 3 points on the board. We take it home. How good is that? How good is that? I have to admit, not necessarily the most convincing game. We came out the first 30 minutes and looked like we were another level. And then for the rest of it, we tried to hold on. And defensively, we had some letdowns. Still got to talk man of the match, but we will take the win. We will celebrate. And winning is the most important thing. If this would have been a game that we would have lost, we would have had a lot of criticism. But fortunately, we're able to do that. We're bringing the table up, and I've got to refresh it on my end as you guys are looking at it. Top of the table has Huddersfield. Are there any games still underway? Looks like Bristol Rovers is the only one that's still going. 1-0 up on Northampton. And not bad. Finish the day with 3 points and join the other top 11 at that top of the table. Not a lot of draws. We're going to have a divide. There's only one draw that's going to happen. So they're finishing up there early on iFollow. So I'm going to mute that as we wrap this up. Chris, gifting another 5 memberships, you beautiful soul. Thank you so much for doing that.
Chris, you're amazing.
A total of 25. Absolutely amazing. Interesting and fascinating aspect of the table when you look at it is you see of the 12 matches that happened, 11 of them. 11 of them ended up with wins, losses, and only one of them ended up in a draw. Reading, Birmingham being the only draw of the entire opening day. And so goal difference, we're up 1. We scored an extra goal, so we move up. So we're sitting at number 4 on the list. Does it really mean much early in the season? Probably not, but you just take the 3 points and you carry on. We do want to do the man of the match and have the vote and figure all that sort of stuff. So I'm going to jump onto the poll here. Are you doing an after the match? Not doing after the match with Josh and the gang. Didn't set that up this year just because I've also got family commitments. I don't know if I'm going to do that later on as things settle down. Oh, and Chris has given away 35 gift memberships. My mistake. And also all of the stuff that he did last year and our last game of the preseason. And he threw out a couple he taxed himself. He paid for the celebration of the goal and then paid for the tax because he was away. So massive thanks out to you, Chris. We're going to have to think of something, naming something on the thing in your honor or sending you something. If you're not following me on Twitter, Chris, do that so I can send you something from the shop. Maybe what my shop available. I haven't seen if anybody's made any purchases there. But let's talk man of the match. RKO, first time we've not been a second half team in the last 3 years. Definitely something to be said for that. I'm going to end this poll. End the poll. As far as adding the audio, it sounds like most people say love it or make some improvements. 21% saying no thanks. So it sounds like we're going to keep that. Chris for man of the match. I'd love to do it. He's on cue. He throws out another 5. You beautiful soul. Slow down. I'm happy with what you do. And Jason throwing out the gifted memberships as well. I appreciate you, Jason, for supporting all the love that I'm getting through this one. And feel free to check out the shop, you guys, as well, and grab that sort of stuff. Okay, back to the topic at hand. We have to do the man of the match before we end up wrapping this one up. So who is the man of the match? And who do I get here? Is I've got Lee Barnett, Marriott, and Cannon were suggested. I don't know what Cannon did other than that build-up.
Dobson was all over the place.
Dobson was there defensively. Do I slide him in? Do we give Max scored that goal defensively, but he had a couple of hiccups, or that scored the goal, but he had some hiccups defensively. I do agree that Lee needs to be on the list, especially that build-up play that he had with Dalby that Fletcher ended up benefiting from, and he stirred the drink up front. So I'm okay with Lee. Marriott, I think obviously the goal scorer on that second goal was there and had himself an excellent first half. Don says put Cleworth in. I think I can take. So Barnett, he owned Harvey all game, but he had struggled defensively in the second half. Do we still put him in?
RKO's right. Chris is the man of the match.
Chris is the man of the match. I will say that parenthetically, except we also have a graphic to do that needs a player. Chris is the man of the match. The Fottom, the fan of the match. Do we give one of those away? Dobson was a rock star. So I think we'll put Dobson in. We put Lee in. We put Marriott in for consideration. And the question is Barnett or Cannon as the fourth option. Or Cleworth. Dobson, Lee, Marriott. Do we go with Barnett, Cannon, or Cleworth? Man of the chat. That's a good one too. Don, credit to you. I'll give that instead of fan of the match. Call it man of the chat. I like it. Fan of the match, man of the chat. I guess man of the chat makes it the misogyny sound rings true. Got to make sure that we can leave it for the women who contribute so much to this thing, because they'll definitely take that one home. So maybe fan of the match has to be it. We'll award that one to Chris for this one for sure.
Thanks to all the new subscribers, by the way.
And that wasn't an insult, Don. I called it man of the chat and thought it was brilliant until I took some pause. Cleworth, I'm going to put Cleworth. I'm torn between. I'm going to put Barnett in. I'm going to put Barney in because I think he had just a couple of lapses in the back, but he was still solid. For me, it's really between two people. For me, it's between Dobson and Marriott. But I can appreciate some Lee love as well. And so I will put these ones forward. If you want to put in an add-in vote, I'll certainly count it at the end. But let's fire up the poll and away we go. Did you bring yourself in, Brendan? Because I can't see you there.
It's just you and I up on the screen. Yeah.
Tell me as we let that go. I'm just curious what your thoughts on that second half was.
Yeah, I don't think we did a great job kind of getting control. It seemed every time we cleared, it went right back to them, and then they kept applying pressure, and we just looked scattered the whole time. We have to find a way to settle down and, I don't know, knock it out, kill some time, do something, but they need to get on the right foot. The only time where we got going again is after the subs. All the pausing and bringing in the subs and bringing in Fletcher allowed them to kind of catch their breath, and then we made a great offensive push for about 5 minutes, ending in a Fletcher goal. So, I guess they're going to have to find some way to stabilize, because they did not look like the same team. They looked concerned, shaken, haphazard all over the place.
Yeah, it's interesting for me because this game could have certainly gone the other way. You remember in the first half, you had that cannon save off the line. You had the crossbar that happened. This very easily could have gone south for us, and we'd be sitting here probably looking, do we have enough in the back to be able to deal with things? Do we have the capacity to settle down? And then you look at the flip side of things offensively. We scored on most of our real legitimate chances that were there. I don't know what FOTMOB has for the big chances. I haven't looked at that. I'm going to bring it up now. It says the big chances were only 1-1, and that they missed their big chance. I think I'd give it more than that, but it certainly seemed that the bigger opportunities, we scored on all of our chances and we were good with them, and they missed quite a few. So that's the nervy part of this game. At the end, I don't care. Results matter. You take them. And maybe having an ugly win is a good thing because it gives an opportunity for some Parky enthusiasm to maybe light the guys up. We'll see how that works. We're here for Sheffield. I can't be too much longer because I got to run off with the kids and do some things. The late games make it a challenge. We might look at doing the after 90 after this game when we have games where they start earlier, and I'll connect with the guys and see if they want to do that. Been focusing on just trying to get this done, and kudos to you, Brendan. Full control of everything for an entire match. Your third time, I guess, running at it, but went without a hitch this one, I think. And so thank you for that.
We'll get better at it.
Yeah, improvements going to be made. We've got your take on the audio stuff. Largely, most of you saying it either neutral or you liked it with some improvements. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys again. Special thanks out to Ultimate Promotions. I'm going to chat with Brandon some more. I'm just making sure I get this out there. Ultimate Promotions, ultipromo.com, ultimatepromotions.biz. Make sure that you go there and check them out. It's my sister's company. If you're ever looking for pin enamels, these types of pins, the enamel pins, whatever you're looking for. They do that stuff together. If you're running an event and you want medals for your kids' football team, that must be the kids. Make that one out. We've got Sheffield United, as W&G just highlighted, and now the EFL fantasy team. I didn't get one going. I felt like I needed to. I didn't want to embarrass myself. That's part of it. and I've got enough going on with setting this up and wanting to do videos that if I waste time worrying about an EFL fantasy team, I'm not going to focus on other videos. I do want to get that one video done. I might try and do it tonight, maybe tomorrow, just to give the foreshadowing of what we need to do on a go-forward basis. And I do have a video cooked that I haven't made regarding the women in the coefficient and why we're going to be cheering for Cardiff City in their European competition. So look forward to that coming forward. Jack, you're certainly welcome. I'm glad you tuned in from the Netherlands. 51 countries, and we have slowed down a little bit. If you're from, I don't know if you ran the list of countries that haven't been there. Maybe I should put it on a graphic and start to allow people to scratch off things. Third in the league after one game, absolutely RKO. And this was fun. The heart rate got going more than it has in a while, certainly more than it has happened in the friendlies. And I'm going to take it. Brendan, the man of the match poll has been happening. Why don't you go and pitch your thoughts as to who you had and why?
Yeah, I had to give it to Marriott. I think he was very active. He almost clipped a couple others. He kept it going. He kept that pressure on. I guess it's him. I thought Dobson was a close second, followed by Barnett's first half was pretty awesome, and Lee was okay. So yeah, I think the chat's got it right.
Yeah, I think so too. Those were my top two, and I'm with you. If Barney would have continued his play in the second half that he had in the first half, he would have clearly taken that all the way through. But yes, as WG pointed out, much better walking away with 3 points, even if it was a bit of a fortunate win. And I think I can say that the expected goals certainly put it well in favor of Wycombe Wanderers, 1.84 to 1.08. And I think that's probably fair, to be honest. But you take the win, and we did enough, and so I don't care. But there are things that we're going to have to address before we get into the Bolton game and more importantly, the Sheffield game. Here's a question for you, Brendan, and to talk about in the chat as we're leading up to the Sheffield United EFL Cup game. We know we've got the EFL Cup, we've got the EFL Trophy. I know the trophy is going to be back up, and we don't give absolutely zero cares in that one. With the EFL Cup, it's a sort of middle of the road. Do you want a deep run? Do you care what happens, or because it's Sheffield, does that make you want to care even more?
I'd like to have a good showing. I'd like to score a couple of goals, show them that we can play. But I wouldn't mind if we got clipped at the very end of the game, and didn't have to play anymore.
I'm kind of with you there, and I'd be satisfied with that result. But I do have to admit that just because it's Sheffield United, if it would have probably been any other team other than if in the EFL Cup, it would have to have been like Shrewsbury, and pretty much that's it. But another like an EFL squad that we have a bad taste in our mouth, maybe Tranmere. I would have wanted to take the win and shut them up, but for this one, I don't care. Generally about the EFL Cup, but because it's Sheffield United, I want to take the win. So we'll see what happens. The good thing is you identified during the half, we get to replace the entire lineup if we want to. Revan can play instead of McLean. We can swap up the entire back line. Burton in. Bolton didn't touch the pitch for this one. I think he was the only sub who didn't come off the bench other than the keeper. And so we've got a whole capable, fresh group that could run against Sheffield. And that's W&G saying the same thing. I'd like to see revenge. Grizzly Ogonkwo. Are you saying that you would like to see Ogonkwo against Sheffield United? I wouldn't. I'd go with Burton. He's capable. He was brought in, and I would be saving Ogonkwo for every league and FA Cup match. That's Ogonkwo's role. Cup matches go to Burton, and trophy matches go to either Burton or Chomp, depending on what it is. I think it's Chomp for the group games, and Burton can take any playoff games as we enter into it. Any other thoughts, Brendan, that you had? I guess we got 10 minutes or so before we wrap this one up on how that went, what your thoughts are going forward.
No, I'm excited just to look good on Tuesday. But yeah, again, like we started the way we needed to. We got the win. I'm really looking forward towards Bolton and the other games, and just excited that no one got injured and we actually were able to score without bringing in anybody, which I'm expecting something tomorrow or Monday. I think.
You think that soon? Here's the thing, and I don't think I had this conversation with you, so we'll have it. Is if in standard negotiations you're going to end up looking at a couple of people and they've made their inquiries, right, and they've gone down to a couple of them probably getting pretty close, and they decided to go for the McAtee run. It didn't work out. And so now you've got to go back and make those phone calls to like your second, third, and fourth options and be like, hey, now you're our number one. If I'm the GM on the other side, I know that things are getting a little bit more desperate for you, more so than for us, right? Like I've got a striker. You need to pay for it or take a walk. And I've got other suitors potentially looking at them. Does it get more expensive? And would I hold on to at least make it look like the aura that there was something out there that you had to improve your previous bid because now we're more desperate? I'm giving us the business, and I don't think it's going to be that quick. So I don't know if you've heard something.
No, I saw a lot of stuff on Red Passion about people thinking they saw Lancashire on the grounds, and that stuff was pretty funny how they were making fun of him. But how young he looks. I get the impression we were closer. A lot of the stuff that I guess that they were talking about at Fearless and Devotion's show. They were getting the impression
it was about that
they were definitely in talks with some strikers. So yeah, I'm thinking something in the next week, but we'll see.
Yeah. Just a couple of comments. Craig, thanks for joining, and I know you got to drop, so thanks for being here, and I look forward to seeing you and everybody else next week. Kent's looking into his fantasy team that we talked about. There was a really good point. Where was it now? CP Marks says the first game had some inconsistent play. It will stabilize defensively after 5 or 6 games. There is a win to be thankful for, and definitely I think there's some credit to that to the statement that things are going to get better, because while those 3 players are familiar to each other, the level of play is a little bit different. So there's going to be an adjustment, we hope, as they get used to things at this level. The potential concern that I have also is as a consequence of those 3 people being familiar. You add Scar, as good as he is, he's new, and now there's a new wrinkle, and they've got to figure it out. I think that he does improve things, and we'll see what happens. So I'm with you though. It's a good point. Yeah, I can. Let's go ahead and wrap this up, and we'll finish this one. I'm going to take the man of the match and close this poll out while we have the chance, so that we can see the results in the chat. Should I need to have to come back to it at some point, and if I can do that, last chance for you to get a vote in if anybody wants to. It looks like Marriott's taking it home relatively comfortably. Late start, so we got running around to do, Brendan and I, where we're at. Much love and happiness to everybody that joined us. Massive appreciation and thanks to Ultimate Promotions for making sure that this is ad-free for everybody to join. Go to ultipromo.com, ultimatepromotions.biz, and look at what they have to offer. And if you ever need a pin, just think of them. I wore all my pins today to let that one go out. So thanks to them. Thank you to all of you for joining and making this as much fun as it was. We'll get the one out for Tuesday. Make sure that you like and subscribe on or like it and share it on Twitter and elsewhere that you end up having to see it. And to Chris, if you're not on Twitter, feel free to find me, Facebook. Otherwise, send me an email at driver@theredhorde.com, and I'll eventually get to that as well. And the shop is open for anybody who wants to try it for a limited time. The prices are discounted, and then we'll have to set it a little bit higher so that I'm making more than 50 cents off of the thing, because I'd like to be able to take that money in and put it back into the club as we move forward. Sheffield Tuesday, Bolton next Sunday. Away we go. Thanks so much. We'll count it down, and I will see you guys Tuesday. Take care.